Tuned in to Dome Jock Sportscast.
What up, people? This is Bonjo. You are now tuned in, maybe, to the number one team in the English Premier League. And, how good was this weekend?
No, I don't think this week could be any better if you're an Arsenal fan.
But every other team kind of played okay and not good.
Are you saying Chelsea played okay today?
Except for Leeds. Leeds played amazing. How good was that game?
I mean, I've never doubted Leeds. Like, I've always thought they were kind of underdog going into games like this.
Yeah.
But literally, they were all over Chelsea from start to finish. Like, they really smothered any attack they had. Like, I think at one point, like, Mendy had like 7 shots at him, like on goal, and 4 were on target. And Chelsea had 1 shot and wasn't even on target. I'm like, how is that possible?
Did you see Mendy's screw up
his gaff there? Yeah, just. And they said this is not the first time he's almost hesitated what to do with like the ball.
Yeah, I remember a few Chelsea fans would consider him the best keeper in the world.
Exactly, and that's why, like, when we talked about best keepers, that's why I didn't put Mendy like up there. I'm like, no, because he makes these kind of boneheaded plays.
Yeah, that guy's too lanky. What's he doing playing with the ball when there's pressure like that? That's crazy.
Well, not only that, but blame that to a degree. You can blame Mendy because the pressure and everything. But it's like, where is any type of coverages you want to say, like, hurry up, kick the ball, even if you're not going to be able to long ball it to me, like, just kick it out of there, get it out of there before somebody does that.
Basic rule in soccer is when in doubt, kick it out. So if you have no pass, you don't think anything.
Yeah, just boot it and just boot it into a corner or throw in or whatever. Just get it away. Don't just leave it for somebody to run up and take it from you.
It was honestly like, what the hell? That's how my reaction was like, is this serious? Like but it happens. It happens to every team.
It happens to a degree. Like, I mean, there's been some really bad goals you think back of, like the one, like, what was it, like the World Cup in freaking South Africa. It always reminds me of is like Joe Hart. Remember when he dove on the ball and just squirts through and goes in?
Yeah,
I'm like, how? Like, that's not that's the same thing as Mendy's gaffed here today. But I'm just like you said, it happens to the goalies. Like, they allow the bad goal, but with Mendy, it just. You can't say you're a top-tier goalie and have that happen to you more than it should.
Yeah, it was a
that puts you as a top 10, maybe top 15. But like I said, to you and Mike last week, I don't consider him a top 5.
Yeah, I mean, it is early. It's 3 games in, so we can't get excited for Arsenal.
What are you talking about? Like you just said, three games in a row in how long?
Since 2004.
There you go. So we can get very well excited.
It's only 3 games in. What do you say to these people that say Arsenal played 3 teams that they should have beat?
No, because last week, like we said, with Saliba, any other time we put the ball in our own net, we kind of collapse or we get down on ourselves. We don't bounce back. And what did we do? Like you said last week, we did it. We regrouped. We went right back down the field like 3 minutes and scored.
Yeah.
Yesterday's game.
How come nobody's saying the same things about Man City and Liverpool? They tied to Fulham and they just tied to
exactly. Like, that's the thing. Like, you can even say, like, even again, Chelsea fans, we had an easy win today. Like, no, you should have had an easy win and you choked. Like, playing out choked.
Yeah, and like Man City, who did they just tie today?
Man City played Newcastle. And they were down 3-1.
And realistically, that should be a team that Man City beats every time. If that's the way they're going to judge Arsenal, they're like, "Oh, Arsenal should have won these 3 games." We played Bournemouth. They were pretty good.
Good.
I mean, they didn't do good against us. But,
they're a team that isn't you don't sleep on either.
And Leicester always has our number usually, and Vardy's always a pain in the ass for Arsenal. And especially when they came back twice, they scored, and then Arsenal just answered right away with another goal. That was like, whoa. Now you have a little bit of belief in the team after a game like that.
Yeah.
And the Crystal Palace game is like they came back. I mean, they weren't playing good, but they still grinded out a 2-0 win.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
that's what I mean. Like that's why I say like you say 3 weeks in only, and we're it's way too early to call it. But like, look at the standings. Who's there? We're not even tied with any. We have a 2-point lead already.
So remember when I said Tuchel would be the first coach fired?
Yeah.
It's not looking bad.
Well, see, and they're saying that, because of the whole him and Conte thing last week, right? With the suspensions and how he appealed it, right? They're saying you should have literally just took your one game and been suspended for this game.
Yeah, a lot of people are actually saying that it looks good on it looks good on Tuchel because he showed such poor character and he's a poor sport at the last game that it looks good that his team got battered today.
So the question is it, well, you can't even say, well, it's because he got suspended because, he appealed it and everything like that. So the question is, how does Chelsea come out that flat-footed today?
It's crazy.
Like, I just don't get it. Like, if he was away, I could get it because then, you're putting an interim coach in there, like, just to manage, and he probably can't manage or see the same way Tuchel would see. Yeah. But it was Tuchel.
Do you think
how could you not counteract anything that Leeds was doing?
Do you think you'll see the same situation with the Lampard where the players seemed like they weren't playing for him?
I think this upcoming week is going to tell us that. If Chelsea goes out there and they get handled again and lose, then I think they've stopped playing for him or believing in his system. But look at their big signings like Cucurella. He drew a foul, and then Sterling was fouling, and who fouled out today? Koulibaly's red carded.
Yeah,
you got red carded in the
signing of the season. Yeah,
exactly. 84th. So next game, you're down him, and you have Sterling and Cucurella, who's going to be watched like a hawk now.
Yeah, it's crazy. Speaking of this loss, I want to take it back to last week. Who predicted a loss to Chelsea and said it was the Big Money D's lock of the week?
Right there. That's 2 weeks in a row I've called it.
So, do you want to make another lock of the week, or do you want to make another lock of the day tomorrow?
For now, until we get a little further into this, and I've had some more in me and can make a bold prediction, I will go out with my lock of tomorrow.
Yeah.
I did say Chelsea would get blanked today, so tomorrow's Man U and Liverpool.
Yeah. What is the lock?
It's going to be close. Man U wins 3-2.
3-2 there. So you're saying Ronaldo comes through tomorrow.
Actually, I was going to say, if I had to predict the game winner, Ronaldo. 84th minute, I'm going to say.
And then he silences everybody, yeah?
That's right.
And then he reveals his shirt to Arsenal.
There you go. He's like, I'm gone. I'm out of here.
Oh, man. I actually can't wait for the game tomorrow. That's going to be a good game.
It will be a good game.
Yeah, because they got Darwin Núñez out because he did the old headbutt. You got a red card for that. The old Zidane. And so it should be good. It should be a fiery game tomorrow.
That's exactly it. It's a must-win for both teams pretty much already. Like, it's early, but Man U has to respond from that thrashing they got, and Liverpool. Well, like you said, if Liverpool doesn't win, it's kind of like you said, okay, are you even a top 4 team this year?
Hey, my prediction, they ain't no top 4 team. But I predicted Chelsea. Now I'm like kind of biting my nails because I feel like with Casemiro, because Casemiro just signed to Manchester United. So I think Casemiro might be a big difference in the team because now they don't have to play Fred or McTominay. So I think they could leapfrog Chelsea for that 4th place. I don't know why. I just feel like Man United are going to turn their ship around.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've been to a degree embarrassed for the first 2 weeks. Yeah, like you and me and Mike said last week. Like, this is Man U. Like, you can't go out and be 0-3 or even you can't be winless as a Man U after 0 goals. Weeks. And even
if they don't score tomorrow.
Well, correction. They have 1 goal. They just got lucky.
I was just going to say that if they don't score tomorrow, their goal of the month will be literally an own goal.
Exactly.
That's crazy because they always do a goal of the month. No, you know?
Exactly. Why are you watching another team score on themselves? Like, that's your goal.
That's a goal of the month. So that's going to be interesting. Like, a part of me, I don't like United. So a part of me wants to see them lose. But I like Ronaldo. So a part of me
That's
wants
the thing,
to see him.
right? Like, do you want to see Ronaldo kind of still, like,
shine
okay, so here's the question. He's getting up there.
Yeah.
And, the legacy and everything like that. If you're Man U, do you owe it to him either by, we got 10 more days till the window closes?
Yeah.
10 more days. Do you owe it to Ronaldo and even say soccer in general to get him out of there if you can see this team is not going anywhere this year or even at the window in January? Do you get rid of him just out of respect to send him somewhere else to play one more time in the Champions League?
Part of me is like, because they just signed Casemiro and now they're signing that Anthony guy. So it's like they're trying to build a team around him. But a part of me is like, he's going to not play in Champions League if he's with United, where we could see Messi taking his goal tally, his record for most goals in Champions League and most games played. So I don't know. Out of respect, if he wants to leave to a Champions
which is what he
League
said since this came out, right? He wants to play Champions League.
Well, no, he hasn't made a statement. He said he's going to make a King's speech soon. In 2 weeks, he said it, I think. So he's going to come out and say a whole speech about it. So he's going to have an interview about it. And because he's saying half the stories, he's like, more than 75% of the stories you hear are not true. He's like, but you guys believe the media. And he's like, nobody knows the truth except for me and the team.
Yeah, what's gone on or what's been said.
Apparently he's going to come out and tell everybody, like, what teams he was interested in, if he was interested in leaving, and
if he doesn't leave,
what's the problem? Yeah, if he doesn't leave, I don't think he's leaving.
Not at this window. It'd be January if he leaves, right?
I think he'll leave at the end of the year. I don't know.
Think he'll just suck it up for the season and still keep playing, and then next season he'll go wherever?
Yeah, I think so.
That's the thing is, though, even though with him, like, we all know this is the last year at Man U, regardless if they're rebuilding for him or not.
Yeah.
But would you not still want to try and get something out of him, even, some type of, fee to a degree?
Yeah,
then just let him walk for nothing?
No, I don't know how long he's going to stay. Like, I can't see him staying for too long, especially if they don't get Champions League. If they don't get Champions League, there's no way he's staying next year.
We already know he won't. Like, I put money on Leeds to get Champions League before Man U.
Oh, damn. You're going like that.
That's how I'm going.
I feel like they could turn their season around. I still think they have a chance, even though I think people are writing them off too quick.
It depends on what we see tomorrow with them. Like, if they come out there and they play the same boring, lackluster, I don't want to play kind of attitude.
All the teams that are fighting for Champions League are really not doing that good.
Like West Ham,
Aston Villa. Yeah, but I'm saying, like, besides like Tottenham, Arsenal, Man City, and then Liverpool.
Yeah, but they win. I even told you and Mike, I think our first week when we were doing like the recaps, I said one of those teams, like a Leeds or a Villa or whatever, they would possibly sneak up. Like, they'd be a dark horse. I mean, I said my dark horse was Forest, but still, like, I wouldn't be surprised to be like a Brighton or a Fulham or somebody like that.
No, not to make Champions League, no. I don't think so.
It's hard to say. It's that fourth spot's looking like it could go to anyone right now.
Now, you see a lot of these teams fall off halfway through the season because they just don't have the depth. They don't have anything.
True, but I mean,
it always happens. Look at Brentford last year.
Yeah, Brentford. But look at Fulham. Fulham's been pretty decent already.
The only team that's really done something like that has been Leicester when they won it. I don't think we're going to see that again. I think that was like a 1 in a million shot. I imagine
that it would everything just fell into place for them.
Yeah, I think. Imagine if we see Nottingham Forest win.
But that's what I mean. Like, I don't even the odds on them winning. They probably, like, let's just say they made a miracle run this season and won the whole thing. Like, who put money on them? Like, what were the odds?
Yeah, some wild guy.
Maybe like 8,000 to 1 or something like that. Put $50 in and you're walking away with millions.
Dude, how about City? City looked they looked beatable today, kind of. Or
Man City.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, it's that dreaded goal lead that we talked about in any sport, really, like hockey or soccer. Like that 2-goal lead is always something you do not want to have.
No, especially because it gives you like this sense of being lazy and like, oh, it's over already, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And then
And that's
you get too comfortable.
But like, I mean, look at Leeds when they went up 2-0. They didn't stop. Like they just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. Like, I mean, when they went up 3-0, then yeah, you can kind of call it because you're asking Chelsea to, it's even with it being Chelsea, you're asking them to score 3, if not 4 goals in 20 minutes. It's not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen unless, I can't see any of those guys. And that damn Cucurella guy, man, I have him in my fantasy pool. This guy missed 2 open shots.
Well, he
completely missed the net.
Well, he missed, and then who missed in the very first minute? Was it Sterling? No, Sterling had his goal called back.
Yeah, Sterling.
But Chelsea had a breakaway in the first minute, and they just hoofed it 12. He hooked it 12 feet to the left, I think.
I tried to tell this Chelsea fan, I said, Sterling is the most overrated guy in the league. And it's like, he's just English and he plays for England, so people love him. And it's just like,
you know what? I don't think he's the most, at least personally for me, the most overrated would be Salah.
Salah, no, that guy's a world beater. That guy gets goals every year.
He gets goals every year, but when he pops up when he wants to, I find. I don't think he's not somebody you would consider.
Salah has been most underrated. You
think he's most underrated?
I think he's not most underrated, but he's been underrated, I think, because he's like getting the most goals in the hardest league every season. One of the top 3 every year in goals.
Yeah, and but if you based it just on goals, then yeah, but just overall.
Dude, top 3 in goals every year, that's not easy to do. You
know no, it's not.
His job is scoring. That's what he does. He scores.
Where's he been so far these first 2 games? He's got what, 1?
Yeah, but players.
If he doesn't score tomorrow, then what?
Yeah, but that's because players ultimately fall off, or they do have a bad season. It's not like like Ronaldo. Look at Messi last year. You're gonna tell me Messi's crap or overrated?
What, he got 12 goals.
Yeah, 12 goals for Messi. That's like, damn. You might as well throw.
That's 12 more than Kedia got.
And Kedia, what happened? He took the number 14. Now he'll never see the field. Yeah.
Exactly. And that was what I was going to bring up to you. What? Well, obviously you watched the game, right? Do you find there's a point, because I think it was like in the 88th minute, 89th minute, we made the subs, and it was like Tierney came on and Kedia came on. I'm like, at that point, why? Like, do you think there's even a point in that?
There is, because they don't want the players that are starting to get injured, maybe.
Well, yeah. Oh, so you're sacrificing, and Kenny, if you go out there for 5 minutes and break your ankle, it's okay.
It's okay. No, it's just like you'd rather not risk people playing dirty against your good players that were playing the whole game.
I just look at it and I'm like, really? Like, if you want to do this. Like, I think we did like a couple more subs. We did them like in the 7th. Like, I think we took Jesus off in like the 70th minute. I'm like, that's when we should be making those kind of subs.
No, that's wrong, because you should still be focused on not being comfortable, still wanting to win. And if it's working, do it until it starts slowing down. That's what I feel. And if you want to get people to warm up on the field and get a little bit of game time, that's cool. So they don't feel completely.
Okay, but is 5 minutes really getting game time?
Yeah, it's okay.
Stand out there and tie your shoes up, or
but if Tierney comes on and bangs a goal in, then everybody's like, oh shit, should he be starting after?
Well, like I said, Tierney's probably played his last game for us.
You think so? No,
I still say he's gone. I say by the window he'll be gone.
You got to think about it, because you got to think about it like this. This season's so jam packed, especially we have Europa games now. So all of them are going to be playing cup games. So we need a big squad. So
like we said, need a big squad. Like we said, League Cup starts this week, right? So there's League Cup and EPL this week.
Yeah, and then after that, there's Europa, and then and then there's a whole bunch. Then FA Cup, and then there's just a whole bunch of cups. So you won't see, like, for the Carabao Cup or whatever it's called now. You're not going to see Jesus, Saka, None of these guys play. No.
Well, it was what cup was it last year where that's the reason why we had to postpone the Derby because they were all out in South Africa playing.
Yeah. I know they're gone for Africa Cup of Nations. Yeah. And then
we had like 6 players missing, and then we had COVID, and then that's why they were like, "Oh, you guys are just using it as an excuse." Like Conte's like, "Oh, you guys just why should you be excused from it?"
And then Tottenham came back and won that game, anyways.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy though? That whole screwing up at the end of the season last year, only by 1 point. Nobody talks about that anymore. It's like forgotten, and that's a good thing because it's like move on. Usually we'd be hanging that over our heads and talking about it forever because we're still playing bad, or But this year it's different. It seems a little different, eh? As an Arsenal fan, doesn't it seem like it's a different kind of team?
Like our team?
Yeah. Like they seem motivated.
Absolutely. That's what I mean. That's why I said, you mentioned how their teams, fans would be like, "Oh, well, look who you played the first 3 weeks. You should have won them." Well, no, because we should have beat Brentford opening night last season, and we took them for granted. We lost, and then we get thrashed by Chelsea and Liverpool, and then we score on ourselves and we go like this, our head down. Oh, whatever. Yeah. But now, like we said, each game we've, like you said, Crystal, we fought, and had a hard game. Wasn't, the most.
We pulled out the W.
Pulled that out. Last week we had the, Saliba scoring on himself, but, we go back and scoring. Then yesterday, we score within 5 minutes, and then we score within the first 11. And then, we still were attacking. We didn't just sit back like we normally would. Like, how many games last year did we win or draw because we only scored 1 goal and that was it? We thought that was good enough.
Yeah, how many games did we lose against bad opponents, like
teams that
we should have beat? Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like I said, that's what I said to you. Like, realistically, if we beat Brentford on opening night last year, we're in top 4.
In my eyes, these 2 months, we have an easy schedule compared to a lot of other teams. So we don't have room to lose. I feel like every game is a must-win game for us. I feel like that. Because when we could go against Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, those games could go either way. So it's we have to win these. You don't think so, but realistically, they could go either way.
Realistically, I don't think we have anything to worry. If we keep playing, that's why I said to you.
We could lose.
I keep seeing they're still talking about us getting Paqueta or Yuri before the window closes. I'm almost at the point now. I don't want them. Because I think the players that we have, like you said, don't touch anything. Because
we definitely need a forward.
I don't care. Though.
Yeah, we do. If Jesus gets injured, what's gonna happen? What's your thoughts if Jesus gets injured?
And we still got people who can score.
So we have 1 forward. Forward.
That's fine.
That's crazy to me, man.
It's 1 forward.
You know what happened last year? You know what happened last year when we had Justin Kedia? What happened? What happened? Yeah. Those guys, they couldn't score. They couldn't. It's like this. It's fine now because all the goals are getting spread around the team. I love seeing Martinelli fly up the wing. The guys.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like the first goal yesterday, Martinelli, when he just took it, he literally took the ball and just zigzag.
Odegaard finally scored.
Like that first goal was, it was everyone say, "Oh, well, he just tapped it in," but still, it was a good shot.
You know how many goals he missed last year? That's
what I mean. I was going to say any other year, and we're hoofing that open ball right over the open net. Like he had an open net. If he had just hoofed it, I would have been like, "That's it. That's our season."
That's it. That's how it felt last year. It's like, oh well, you kind of expect him to miss. You're like, oh well, that's how it goes. But this year, it's like, like when we won against Crystal Palace, I was still kind of pissed off because I had higher expectations. But then it's like,
but we are getting better every year or every week.
It's like this. But it's like, at the end of the day, it's still a W. And sometimes to be great, you got to grind out those games that you're not playing good and just get a W.
No, exactly. And that's the thing is, we're playing, like you said, we're playing, let's call them second-class teams. Yeah. They're not the Liverpools and the Tottenhams and the Chelseas. Yeah. But still, like you said, they're games that right now, absolutely. We need, now that like Chelsea lost today and not Tottenham, Man City draws, like we need to take advantage for the points and take, if it's either 3 extra points, like I would have got rather, Man City got no points, but 1 point, you're now 2 points behind us instead of, 3, which is fine, but that's what we need. I'd rather have we going into a break be fine to, or if we, like you said, if we go into a losing streak, having like a 10-point cushion where we can afford to lose 1 or 2 games.
So if you're an Arsenal fan and you're hoping for a score tomorrow, would you rather see Manchester United win or would you rather see Liverpool win? Because that means Manchester United are further down and that they're like the top 4 threat at the bottom. So it'd be better to see Chelsea the other two. Because if Liverpool, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter if we come 4th, 3rd, or 2nd. They're still Champions League spots, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like, would you rather see Chelsea and Man United just continue to do bad, or would you rather see Liverpool and try to kind of edge that and go for a title? Like there's a safe way, and then there's going for the title, and like
I've told you from day one that I think we are going to win the title. So that's how I play it out. Is you
want Liverpool to win?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to see them win. I mean, ideally, it'd kind of be like the Chelsea game last week, where what's the best outcome, which I think is a draw.
Yeah.
I just think Liverpool still got something they got to work out. So I see Man U winning tomorrow. I already called it.
Yeah. So if Man U won, that means it'd be better for us to race for the title. And if Liverpool
that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like Man U, I would like to see Man U, but I also deep down I would like to see Man U relegated this year.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Like I just everyone Mike says, oh, the league wouldn't allow Man U to be relegated and blah blah blah. I just have this funny feeling that there's going to be one of the powerhouses that are going to struggle all season round and get relegated. Like whether it be not that Everton is, but it's Everton and they're still up there. Yeah. Everton or Man U, I think will be relegated this year.
I think Everton will be relegated. I don't think Man U. I think Man U. I still think they're going to turn this bus around and have a strong season. I think Chelsea, like after today and the first game that Chelsea played, they played good against Tottenham. I'm not going to lie. You can't even say they didn't, but they still bottled it at the end and they screwed up. I mean, there's a lot of calls that didn't go Chelsea's way that should have probably, but they still
Chelsea fan.
But they ended up still bottling it, and they blew a lead in extra time. So that's bad. So the first game they sucked against Brighton. Second game they played good, but then they blew the lead, so that sucks. And then this game they got blown out. So their 3 games are horrible to me. Horrible.
That's what I mean.
So I have horrible. So
it's just going downhill. It's not gotten better. It's gotten worse each week.
And they got a red card, and then Tuchel with the whole fighting thing. There's a lot of drama there. It just seems
what I'm saying. Are they this year's Man U?
Yeah, that's why last week I said, I don't know. I'm kind of not like with the Chelsea being 4th place. I was like, I don't know now because I predicted them to finish 4th and we're 2nd. Man City 1st.
I told you Chelsea wouldn't make top 4, and I stand by that.
Yeah, I kind of don't see them making top 6.
If they keep playing like this, or this is the drama and everything, absolutely.
I don't see them making. I think there's other team. Yeah, like Leeds, Brentford, they're all playing pretty good.
I mean, we have what 50 games to go.
Yeah, we have 35 games left.
Well, I'm counting World Cup.
Yeah, so we have, but it's
that's the thing. Like you said, we're let's just take out.
Hey, I'm sticking to my guns now. I'm saying Tuchel will be the first one out, especially if he keeps throwing his little temper tantrums. And that's why I said. Remember, I said if something goes wrong in a Tottenham game, then they follow it up with a loss, and then they follow it up with another loss. I said he could be gone quick before we even know it.
Okay, so what happens if Liverpool loses tomorrow? What kind of ice is Klopp looking at?
Klopp will have a heart attack and probably check himself into a mental institution. But if they lose tomorrow, I can see him.
Could you hear the grumblings that it could be time for him to go? Maybe.
I think he's just beloved. I don't know. I think he'd need a couple more games to like they'd have to wait till half the season's over with Klopp. He's won stuff with them, He's won Champions League titles, right?
Right.
So it's like it's hard to just kill him right away. But then again, Tuchel's won the Champions League too. But I just think Tuchel, I don't know, man. He got rid of Lukaku. That was the X. People, Tammy Abraham, people saying that was a mistake. So all these mistakes, and they just keep piling up. So
well, that's the thing. Like he's kind of alienated his roster to the degree. Like,
yeah, and it's like I don't know, man. It'd be interesting, but then again, it could be nobody. It could be freaking Frank Lampard again. It could be, right?
Frank that's the thing. Like they're just struggling all together. But so I mean,
I'll put this out there. Frank Lampard is the safe bet. That is like the obvious bet to me that could be axed. But I think that Tuchel is the one that you take a little bit more gamble on.
That's the one that,
yeah.
You know, the one question is if let's say one of the bigger clubs like Liverpool or Chelsea acts, who do you bring in?
They'll probably bring in Pochettino or something. But
just trying to keep it going or trying to fix, knowing that they could probably go in there and fix it or implement a new kind of strategy, right?
Or they could get Brandon Rodgers from Leicester City.
Yeah,
because if he wants to leave, he's proven that he's been good a couple of years, and it's like that'd be maybe I don't know, who knows? There's a few out there.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think? How long do you think Arteta is going to be here for?
I think it depends on what he does this year.
I think he'll be here for not as long as Arsene Wenger, but I think he'll be here for quite a while.
I would like him to kind of cement himself as like have a legacy as well. But I think this year really determines if we don't even get top 4 or a trophy of any sort, he's got to go. If he's a top 4 or title or whatever, then I say we're looking at. I mean, we re-signed him this year for what, 2 more years?
Yeah, no matter what, if he makes top 4 or wins the Europa Cup, he's staying. One of those. All he needs is one. The board's going to let him stay. That's not what we want, but that's what the board.
That's what they want. But I think he needs both of those. If it was me, you need both. You have to have a trophy and a top 4.
Me, I think you just need one of them.
Yeah. Well, okay. So let's say. And
then, but the next year he needs to win the league or win the Champions League.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So let's say he wins just straight out the league this year, right? Like
then he's there.
That's what I mean. Are you fine with that? You're saying he needs top 4 and trophies.
Yeah, he's there for a long time. If he pulls off this season where Man City and Liverpool have been a dynasty and they've been unbeatable for the top 1 and 2 for a while, besides Manchester United a couple years back for that lucky season they had, but with those dominating teams, especially City, they went out and got like arguably one of the hottest commodities out there in Holland, So like but then we pick up their leftovers or their rejects or whatever you want to call them, the players that they didn't want, and Jesus and Zinchenko. And if we win, dang, that's a win for me. That's a win. But we still I still want to see us beat the big teams too. Because Man City, when we play Man City, you got to admit it's always hard for us. Always. It's like
okay, but that's years past. That's not this year.
Just last year. So we hope that's different this year.
This year, trust me. I'm telling you right now, we could be looking at the newest version of the Invincibles.
That's not the lock, though, eh?
That's not the lock. I'm just saying we could be. We could be.
That's not the lock. He didn't lock that in, people.
He's right. Everyone start running out there, but I said Arsenal undefeated this year.
Yeah, man. So here I'm gonna actually take a look at let's take a look at what we got here on the other side of the internet. Let's see this. So here's the fixtures. So Tottenham and Wolves, 1-0. They grinded out a win. I expected Tottenham to play better. They looked like crap that game.
I thought that was ending in a draw, or the Wolves were sneaking that out until Kane scored.
It was honestly pathetic. They did not deserve it, eh?
No.
And then we got Everton, Nottingham Forest. That was.
It could have gone either way. Like I said, I think I took Nottingham to win that.
Yeah. And then we have Leicester City and Southampton. Leicester City looks like they're in a whole whirlwind of trouble as a club. Like they might fly under the radar as a relegation battle team.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. That's mean them or Everton or them and Man U. It's going to be. We could see two teams that have been EPL for quite some time be relegated.
Yeah. And Fulham and Brentford. So Fulham is actually a team that a lot of people thought were going to be up and then down the next year. They look pretty sharp this year, though. They tied Liverpool, beat Brentford. Brentford is the team that just smashed Manchester United 4-0.
Right.
And they lost Arsenal. So, and I feel like that Ivan Toney guy is amazing. He's doing pretty good. So Crystal Palace, Aston Villa. Aston Villa is not playing as good as everybody thought.
They're not, but is it that or who is it that scored the two? Zaha,
yeah.
Yeah.
He has 3 on the season now, I think.
Well, that's what they're saying. They're saying that it's too late for him to really ever play probably Champions League because that's what he wanted to play.
Yeah.
They're saying that he's almost taking Crystal Palace as, okay, I'm here for, whatever amount of time. And he's going to be the guy. He's going to be like the Salah or the Jesus or whatever. He's going to be the face of Crystal Palace. And he's running with that role. He's not panicking. Going, oh, my God, everything's on me.
Crystal Palace actually blocked his move to Arsenal a while back. He wanted to go to Arsenal a long time ago.
Yep.
And I always looked at him as an overpaid Iwobi. I always think he's just an Iwobi, but just overpaid. Yeah. That's how I feel about him. Then we go to this game. Dun, 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 dun. Not much. We dominated them. It looked like men versus boys in every aspect. The first half, we could have had plethora of goals. We should have.
Oh, absolutely.
More. Yeah.
Sporting the pink jerseys too.
Yeah, those pink jerseys are sharp, man. If anybody wants to buy us some, send them over.
There you go, right?
But yeah, they're. Yeah, man. That was a good game, man. Good game. And I don't care. People are like, oh, it's Bournemouth. You should be expected to beat them. Well, look at the Man City game today. They were expected to kill Newcastle.
Yep. What happened? And they were, but that and again, like we said, like the Chelsea game, like what happened there?
Or Fulham and Liverpool. Why didn't they beat them? But Arsenal is like, oh, well, they should have beat them. It's like, well, you can say that about every game then.
Right.
So West Ham and Brighton. Brighton look like a dangerous team too. They have a whole bunch of evenly strength players. They have nice.
I think they're sitting at 5th or 6th right now.
Yeah, and they're from Brighton, Hove and Albion. I think that's like the little capital for the LGBT community in England. So that's beautiful. They're smashing teams, eh?
There you go.
But Leeds United versus Chelsea. Chelsea. Oh man, look at that! What's that red card beside their name?
Right, like.
Oh, come on, Koulibaly.
I just want to know where our best friends Tyrone and Fink are right now.
Yeah, where's Tyrone? Call on Tyrone, baby. Where are you, Tyrone? But yeah, that's a funny. I loved watching it. I was so scared at the end. I'm like, oh, hopefully they please don't let them come back and win. It's like
right at halftime when it's 2-0. Thinking Chelsea's going to be all pissed off and just come in and out and wreck them.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Oh, I thought they're going to come back and tie the game. I was like, oh no, please, they need a loss. And they worked out beautifully.
The third goal, and I'm like, that's it. I'm like, there's no way Chelsea comes back from that.
And then this game surprised a lot of people.
See, I don't know. I wasn't surprised that Newcastle buckled. Like after it was 3-1, I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised to see them choke because they've done that. I think they did that already this season. They had another 2-goal lead. I think it was against Leeds, and they just drew. Like they just didn't hang on. So I think Newcastle is known to kind of choke when they've had that 2-goal lead. Yeah, and
but
like you said, like It's Man City. Like, how you let Newcastle even have 3 goals on you?
It's crazy.
You should have just been all over them from the get-go.
Okay, so do you think that Liverpool or Man City still have the chance to go undefeated? I mean, realistically, they do. They're still undefeated. But do you think that they'll? You know how every year for the past couple years, they're like, oh, they might go undefeated this year, and then they end up losing at the end of the year. Do you think that will be erased quickly and they'll lose a game?
Absolutely, yeah. Liverpool's will have that happen to them tomorrow, and Man City, first game against us, will beat them.
Okay, now let's say this. Is Arsenal going undefeated this year? And is it a lock? It's not a lock.
I think we have the team there that could do that. Absolutely. Will it happen? It's so hard to say because the game's not the same as when we did it the first time. Like, it's changed so much. I don't think we'll ever see another invincible team.
I don't think we'll do it, but I'd like to think we would. You know,
that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't want to see really any more transfers. Like Arteta says that he and then they do are still talking to other players. I'm like, but you guys aren't struggling. The team is not struggling, so just leave it alone.
Look at that, eh? Brighton with 1 goal against, so they have 1 goal against, and they have a good defensive team, Brighton. And look at us sitting with the most goals for, most wins, most points. Second, only 2 goals against. That's not bad, It's not bad at all.
1 less than Man City.
And look at that. What are these green check mark? Don't. It's not bad.
Right.
It's not bad to look at that.
Now you go down to Chelsea. What you got there? You got a check mark, you got a blank, and you got a red.
Way down here. Wow, 12th. Damn, that's bottom half.
That's what I mean. Like, 1 more loss, and they could see themselves, like you said, in those bottom 3.
Let's take a look at this. Look at Manchester United moved up. So they're still 0-2. And look at this. Leicester City only have a tie, so they're in relegation right now. Well, look at it. The 3 teams that are in relegation. West Ham, Man United, Leicester City. Dang. Where's my pick? I said Bournemouth would be relegated. I said Everton would be relegated. I forget the other team that I said too.
Chelsea. But it's gone.
I think I said Fulham. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I think I said Fulham too.
Yeah, I don't see Fulham being a 1 year up and down.
I'll tell you this. Fulham will be down here somewhere. All these teams will be down here somewhere. This team will not stay up there. This team will be around here. Oh shit!
Just going on Nottingham.
Yeah, Nottingham. Hey, that's a sign.
There you go. Hey, the top half, 10th place already. Just give them credit. Just tell Mike that next time I see him, I'll be like, Nottingham is better than Chelsea right now.
And then let's look at the schedule. Our upcoming schedule. We got Fulham next Saturday. Then on Wednesday, we got Aston Villa. Then on Sunday, we got Manchester United. Then September 11th, we got Everton. So those are all winnable games. I think comfortably too, maybe.
Yep.
What you think comfortably too?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think so.
Like I said, we should be going into that game on October 1st. We should be
all the way here.
Right. Yeah, we should be undefeated by then.
So here he's saying we're going 8-0, right?
8-0 we should be. 8-0, maybe 7-0-1. Like we'll have the draw. If we draw, it'll be against Man U, maybe.
And then the Tottenham game, I'm gonna say we're gonna smash them. But
if Tottenham is playing the same way still at that time, yeah, absolutely.
I just think if we have all our starters, I'm not gonna say smash them yet because we don't know. We have 5 games to not get injured. So
yeah, Jesus could get hurt or whoever.
Or just not even get hurt, just miss the game because they're sick or something,
Yeah.
Or like pull an Aubameyang and come late to practice and not play the derby. Damn. Yo, what do you think about Aubameyang? Speaking about Aubameyang, what's his chances of coming back?
You and Mike are driving me nuts with this nonsense. I told Mike, and I'll tell you, it's not happening.
It's not happening.
It's not happening.
You don't think he wants to go there?
he said he didn't want to, and then they had the conversation, and now Mike's all hyped up because he's like, well, Aubameyang saying he wants to, but it's not up to him. It's who's over there? Xavier, right?
Yeah. Xavi,
He's saying that he does not want to see, like, he does not want to let go of him.
Yeah, he's saying, well, but he did say this. He just said recently, either Memphis Depay or Aubameyang will leave, and I think Memphis Depay is actually getting his contract terminated. So
That's
think
what I was going to say. It will be one or the other. It won't be both. He will not lose both.
Jules Koundé, they're making room for him. They have to make room for him to register.
Well, yeah. So if like you say, so if it's Memphis is gone, they're like being terminated, then they'll keep Aubameyang there.
Yeah. So that's basically what will happen because Memphis, I think, is going to Juventus.
Yeah.
And then yeah. So I think Aubameyang will stay because I don't know. Because that Robert Lewandowski guy, did you hear he got robbed?
Did he really?
Yeah, he got robbed in Spain. His first, he was out in the city, and a mob of people were there, and they stole his $70,000 watch or something.
Did the Tuchel Conte handshake and pulled him in, and he's like, "Your watch is gone."
But it's like this. Like, why do you think you can go outside by yourself?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense to me. It's like, what do you think? The Barcelona fans are passionate. You don't think they're going to swarm you? And there's going to be one guy in there that doesn't like you or just needs a watch that needs that money.
Right.
It doesn't matter if he likes you or not. It's like somebody needs more money. They're like, you're Robert Lewandowski. I'm sure you'll understand. You're a millionaire. I'm taking this watch, bro.
Yeah, I'm taking this. I'm going to sell this.
Yeah, it's like, sorry, I love you. You're my favorite player, but I'm taking your watch. But yeah, and so he could be homesick. He could not play well. Like he's not playing well right now, anyways.
I think a couple of these signings were just to make a big name splash. Like it was the same with Man U signing Eriksen, right? Like Eriksen's he's done nothing.
Yeah, or Casemiro. Casemiro's another signing that's just last minute big name.
Yep, and that's the thing. And you think, oh my God, we got this big name player, and we're going to be awesome now.
Or Chelsea, they signed 2 defenders, but they need forward. They don't have.
Yeah, like that's the thing. But I mean, like, look at us. Like, who was our first big signing? Was what? Marquinhos.
Vieira. Oh yeah, that wasn't our big one though.
No, it wasn't. But it was a name, right? Like everyone knows Marquinhos, and then it was Vieira, and then we got Jesus.
Yeah, our first big one was that Vieira because we paid so much money for him.
Well, but that's what I'm saying.
Everybody's like, who is Marquinhos? Who is Vieira? But Vieira one looked crazy because it's worth 40 mil, and everybody's like, they paid 40 mil for somebody that nobody knows. But hey, if everybody remembers Gabriel Martinelli, nobody knew who that guy was.
No, exactly. And like we said, look at him yesterday with that first goal. He just literally tore apart their defense and right up.
Or look at all the partnership, like with Saliba, Ben White, and Gabriel at the back. They look pretty solid back there nowadays, And it's like people hated on Ben White. I know you were one of them, but they look good together, right?
But that's what I'm saying. As much as I don't want to see him go, that's what I'm saying. I think Tierney's gone. I think he's the odd man out.
I don't think so. I think they need a guy, especially if Chaka or somebody Party, because Party could
go. Got it on the score sheet again.
Yeah, but Chaka could get a red card, injured.
We're just waiting for it. We're waiting for the dive or the red card.
But Party, he's going through legal battles right now. Apparently, he took advantage of his girlfriend. Like his girlfriend is charging him for the R word.
Is she really? We're doing another Mason Greenwood kind of a deal all over again.
But in this time, they believe that, obviously he's playing every week, so they believe that he's not guilty.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a little bit different because the girlfriend wasn't happy in the relationship, so she came back and trying to get money kind of deal.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Of course, if she's not happy, she's like, you're a world class or playing for Arsenal or Man U, Chelsea, whatever. Pick one of the top 4s. I know what you make. I'm going to take your money and give you a bad rap.
And she's saying it because when they were on vacation together, he took advantage of her when she was drunk and stuff. It's like you're my girlfriend, and we're in this. What? We're on vacation, right? Isn't that
right?
crazy? That's
Like
crazy.
that. I don't even know what to say to that because I'm sure we've all been, in that boat where we've all had, the drunken hookup or the drunken sex. So it's like,
Yeah, everybody
like,
has.
yeah,
If
it's
you've
like,
been out to a
but you
bar,
don't see me running out and say, oh, yeah, you took advantage of me because I had 3 or 4 or 5 beers, whatever.
oh, dude, I knew a few guys that would buy girls drinks all the time and then sleep with them at the end of the night. And they were the designated driver. So that can come back to haunt them. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. This world is nuts now, man. It's like you got to be afraid to do anything now. It's like,
Well,
oh,
yeah, I mean, like,
yeah,
just think about, but why does it seem to be? It seems to be popping up in sports all of a sudden, like all the athletes. Like last year, it was Zuma with the cat, and then it was Mason Greenwood with the girlfriend.
yeah. And it's
Now, like you said, we have what?
Well, how about Wayne Rooney, Frank Ribery, all these guys? They got in trouble a long time ago.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
from
Not
everything.
that this is something new, but it's
Yeah.
almost an ongoing thing or common theme all of a sudden.
Even Ronaldo, I think he got in trouble for something like that. Too.
Yeah, he got some type of issues. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you can't. But it's because they're so famous and everybody, they have this.
Well, that's the thing. Are you gonna, care if it's, let's just say, I don't know, let's just say Pepe. You're gonna care if it's Pepe, or are you gonna care if it's Aubameyang, or
Dude, I'm sure they wouldn't care if it was Rob Holding.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It was there, even better. If it was a Rob Holding as opposed to Jesus, everyone would be at their arms up if it was Jesus. But yeah, you hear it's Rob Holding. Okay, goodbye. See ya. Who cares? Or who?
It's like, who? Rob who? He's still on the team?
Yeah, right.
No, but yeah, it's crazy, man. So obviously Arteta believes in him and doesn't, because he had a talk with him at the end of the game, yesterday, and he took him aside and he's like, "You played great." So obviously that has no effect on their relationship or the team's relationship with Party. And oh,
here he is. Here we go. Let me ask the question of the day. Tyrone, what happened?
What happened, Tyrone?
What happened?
Please help him understand what happened.
Yep.
With
Koulibaly. You can ask Joe for my address. You can mail me them $100 now.
Yeah, man. He just wants to know what happened, man.
Yep.
What happened with Chelsea? It's okay, Sometimes teams don't play good.
Please let's not talk about Chelsea.
Okay, let's call him something else. Let's call him Tracy then.
There you go.
Yeah, what happened with Tracy today?
Mendy is a clown.
Hey, tell him your argument with the other Chelsea fans about Mendy.
Oh. In what regards am I going? There's lots of things.
They told him they keep saying that he's the best keeper.
Oh, how he's a top. Honestly, I don't, like I said to you, I just don't even put Mendy as a top 10. Like top 10, maybe put him top 10. But people who are saying Mendy's one of the best goalies out there of all time or currently, no. He's had too many, like I said to you, Joe. Like he's had too many of these gaffes. Like you and me said, how do you not know, as a playing for Chelsea or a top team, realize your surroundings per se? Put it that way.
Yeah, especially playing with his feet. It's like he's too tall and lanky to be playing with his feet. He's not Ederson from Man City.
No, well, yeah, and that's I think who at least you and me both said we would put ahead of Mendy last week.
Yeah, the Gunners are looking good. Yes, they're pretty. They're I don't want to jinx it. I think they're looking good. But hey, we got to see. It's the beginning of the season, people.
That's all we need.
Yeah, that's all we need is a good start. Hey, we started fast this year. It's uncharacteristic.
That's what I'm saying. Look at the positive that we're 3-0 and not 0-3.
Yeah, we're not United. Yeah,
there you go.
United's probably secretly filming an all or nothing Amazon series, with this season. That's why they're
question is, does that give us the boost? Maybe that's all we needed was to be filmed.
Do you think that did give us a boost? Because
I think it did.
because Arteta had to show up for camera and be like, I have to prove that I'm this guy for all the fans now.
Yeah. No, I think he did. I think maybe not as much as we think it would be, but I think to a degree, I'll give you that. I'd be like, yeah, I have to show that this year is our year, or we're going to be better than we were last year. Like, we're not going to collapse.
Normally, we don't start till Christmas.
Yeah, fair. Exactly.
Yeah, we go into Christmas hating life, and then Christmas Day we wake up, oh my God, it's Christmas. And now we're like, oh my God, we don't even need
Christmas came early for us.
And it's like, oh, hopefully it's not the opposite. Hopefully it's not like last year, but reversed, where we do really good at the beginning, then we get relegated at the end.
Right.
Now that would be an all or nothing series. Have you watched all or nothing yet, or no?
I've been watching it. Yeah.
It's
like you said, I liked it. I think it shows a lot of, I mean, you could have picked any team realistically, right? Like you could have done obviously Chelsea, Tottenham, any of them. Like you could have picked any of the, let's call them bigger than Arsenal right now, like Man City, any of them. But you pick Arsenal because the following and everything like that. But yeah, absolutely, I think it kind of gave us that boost or that morale that okay, let's show them. Do
you think it's good for fans to see what happens behind the scenes, or do you think it's something that should be kept to the team? It's nice. Like, don't get me wrong, it's nice for us to see this, but do you think it's just kind of better, something like a Aubameyang situation? Like,
I mean, it's good to see, what. I mean, you see it with like the NBA and NFL and NHL. They all do this kind of series as well, right? Like they all like every league does this kind of thing. And yeah, like I think it's good that as a fan you see that kind of stuff like behind the doors almost, because then we're like, oh, why does Arteta look so pissed off, or why does this player look so pissed off? Because he just got his ass chewed out, right?
And it gives you answers, because remember last year everybody's like, what the hell even happened with Aubameyang? Like nobody, one day he's just not playing, and it's like you heard rumors of him not starting because he was late, but then you hear this comes out and you see all the infractions he had about, he broke, like Arteta said, he had a whole notebook about all the things that all the rules he broke. So he's like, it wasn't just one late, it wasn't just two late, it was like a whole bunch of things, so it's like, it's good that you have answers and some clarity to, like, because you gotta admit, axing your captain like that's a huge bold move. That's big balls right there. That's big balls. So now we kind of get a reason. Now we're like, oh, we kind of understand it, but some people still say that it should have been handled a little differently. Like they made him train on his own and alienated him from the team and that kind of stuff. But I don't know, man. It does send a message to the rest of the team. Nobody's above what his beliefs are,
Well, that's the thing. But not only that, but they're I'm just looking at it now. They're like the whole internet's they're completely blowing up on Tuchel right now from the game. Yeah. Like, what was I just reading just now? Like they're saying,
tell us about your thoughts on Tuchel. You think he'll be canned this year if he keeps losing, or do you think they'll keep him? Okay, keep going.
Like what is it, Jody Morris, right? Like Chelsea's old coach. They're saying that they need at least 3 signings after today's showing for them to compete this year.
They think it's the old Chelsea where they can just pick up anybody because they have all the money.
Well, they just said, like I guess Tuchel got asked, are you going to be going after another midfielder? And he's like, why? I have, so-and-so. I have Jorginho. I have Kante. I have them. Why would I go after another midfielder? Well,
Kovacic, yeah. I think these guys are it looks like Pulisic and stuff just don't have it. They don't. It looks like they're not happy, or they don't want to be there.
Well, I was telling Mike with Pulisic, I heard that they're trading him to Man U for Maguire.
For Maguire,
they're thinking of doing a 1-for-1.
I don't think we need anyone else. What do you mean by you don't need anyone else? Like any other signings or any other manager? Like, because I asked you a question, if you think Tuchel will be fired if they carry on this form, like if they lose a couple more games, do you think there's a chance of him being fired? I think there is, because I think Chelsea are ruthless. I think we need to want to play. Yeah, for sure.
But are they done playing for Tuchel? I think is the question.
Like they did that to Lampard too, right? The same, like a lot of the same guys.
Lampard got off to a hot start, and then they fell apart because they stopped playing for him.
And there's only a few games where they fired him.
Yeah.
And so that's what I mean.
Like he made it, what, half a season, if that?
Yeah, so it's like it's crazy because he did have like a good start and then bang. I don't know.
Meanwhile, this is the backwards version where, you're starting horribly. Is it going to get better or is it going to get worse?
Yeah, because like we said, the Brighton game, the first game that they played, they barely won. They probably could have lost or dropped, at least got tied. The second game against Tottenham, they played well, but then they bottled it in extra time still, and they ended up drawing Tottenham when they should have won easily. And then this game, they got blown out. So, and Tuchel had that big run up with Conte. So a lot of things are kind of like negative around Chelsea right now, even though they still got a tie and a win, but it still
Right.
kind of looks negative on their season, especially how the preseason was. And I don't know. Maybe we just don't like Chelsea.
Well, they're just saying now that Aubameyang's pretty much off the chance of any chance they're going after Ivan Toney now.
Ivan Toney. I don't think Ivan. You know what?
Well, they're saying Toney will cost them $20 million more than Aubameyang.
I could see Toney wanting to go. We are in turmoil. Yeah, see, it's turmoil. So he just admitted they're in turmoil. So that brings me to the point of what I made, that Tuchel could be the first manager axed if they keep.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. If they don't get this fixed, saying the next month, Tuchel's walking a pretty thin line.
So this is the second time he's kind of said this. Players need to start playing, and that comes down to who? The manager, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you could blame the players for not playing, but it's the managers.
Well, that's like what we said. That's what happened with Lampard. They stopped playing for him.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of the same characters were on that team for Lampard.
Okay, so here, just throwing this out there, say they fire Tuchel, say we miss out on top 4 this year. Do we go after Tuchel?
Hell no.
Hell no. He's won more than us so far.
No, we're sticking with Arteta. I like the way he's going. I always said that I liked Arteta before. A lot of people are like, a few Arsenal fans are like, oh, you never liked Arteta. I'm like, I've been the one that's saying I loved Arteta this whole time. And everybody used to get in trouble for it. Yeah. Remember? Even last season, you're like, oh, you still like this guy? He should be fired. And I'm like, no, I feel like there's something there. And then I said, I did say this though. I said, if
believe in the system.
Yeah, I said if he doesn't replace Aubameyang, and he did, he replaced him with Jesus, so he replaced him. So there we go.
Well, we got Odegaard, Jesus, Vieira, who else? Marquinhos, Saliba. Like everyone said, and I think I was watching like the recap, and even like the commentator said the thing, because they were saying, they're saying what is so different about this team, and they're saying that a lot of it has to do that we let the youngins play late last year, that they kind of, you got an idea, do they fit our system or not? Like, were they the right players to fit us? Like Saliba, everyone's like, does he fit our system? We gave him the shot, and he's proven like he's taken over Tierney's spot.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like I would have never thought in a million years that we wouldn't be starting Tierney. I never thought in a million years that his starting spot would be challenged.
And Zinchenko took it.
And thank you. And Zinchenko was the other one we got.
Yeah,
but
so
Zinchenko, Saliba.
You know what's crazy? When I did my fantasy pool, Saliba I didn't get to pick my pool because it happened at 4 o'clock.
It's like 3 o'clock your time.
Yeah. So I was sleeping, and then I ended up trading all my players and get the team. I'm sitting at number 1 right now, I think. So hey,
there you go.
I know. But I picked Saliba on my team. I dropped a better player that was picked in the draft, and Saliba, nobody wanted him. They're like, oh, well, you dropped this guy for Saliba? I'm like, yeah, why not? Yeah. And that was before I knew I'm like, he's going to start. He's going to end up starting. I want to get him before he gets too hot. And right now, people are salivating for a little bit of Saliba. You know what's crazy? I rent so we have these paddle boards here, and I rent them out, right? And I see that this English dude comes by. He's from Leicester.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, and I noticed his English accent. I'm like, oh, what club do you support? He's like, oh, you wouldn't know my team. And then he says Luton Town, but I have a Luton Town jersey, so I go grab it. He's like, "How the hell?" He's like, "Where the hell?" He's like, "How do you have that?" I'm like, "I like Luton Town too." He's like, "No way." He's like, "That's crazy." He's like, "I've never in a million years thought somebody in Croatia would have a Luton Town jersey." He's like, "That's crazy."
Yeah, because you were saying just before this last season ended, that they were challenging to possibly move up.
Yeah, and I was excited for a little Luton Town Premier League action. And then,
I mean, you got Nottingham Forest instead, but hey.
They fell off hard, though, not Luton Town.
Oh, yeah, near the end, yeah. Well, they are what? They're doing good again this year, aren't they?
I think they're not doing good at all. I'm actually going to look that up.
Championship. Yeah, you're right. 1, 2, and 2, yeah. They're at 18th, yeah.
And
18th out of 24. Maybe they're not doing that great.
Hey, but it's the beginning of the season. Anything could happen. Look at Arsenal last year.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, I mean,
you know what I was saying? Millwall, I think, is number one, right?
What, in the English league?
The Champions League, yeah. I mean, the championship.
No, Sheffield.
Millwall's not up there?
No, it goes Sheffield, Watford, and Reading.
Oh, damn. I thought
Millwall is 10th.
10th. Oh, I'd like to see Millwall go up.
Yeah, no, it's it's Watford. Well, I mean, the top two teams were in EPL
I guess Millwall lost this week. Then that's why.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got blanked out by Norwich 2-0.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, I think Arteta's our man. I think Edu is amazing. Like he sees all these Brazilian talents. Like if they end up getting that Paqueta guy, and I said I'm not really for that you gotta kind of trust them. They kind of know what they're doing. You know, I mean, that's why they're doing that. And we're here. But
to a degree, but like I still stand by. I really don't want us to do too much. But the one name you and me kind of avoid or haven't brought up too much is what about Sane? Leroy.
What do you mean? Who?
Leroy Sane. Is he coming?
Leroy, that Sane guy? No,
Sane.
Would you Sane? Well, let's just say this: Nicholas Pepe, he's gone.
Pepe's gone. Niles is on his way out, too, I heard, and Hector is pretty well on his way out. Like they all have finally contracts to get them out before the window closes.
And that's beautiful. If they get Pepe out, I think we would need another winger.
Pepe's going to where is he going?
We need a winger for sure to back up. I think we need a winger, a striker, and I would like to. I think a defense we're solid. I just think we need a winger and a striker, and I guess we like midfield just to back up Xhaka.
So you say winger? What about Cody?
Cody, yeah, Gakpo. Yeah. I think.
Like, would you want to see him here?
That'd be like an ideal one. Yeah, I think it's cheaper, getting a Sané, and he's younger. Yeah, I think I'd like that one.
Supposedly, it's down to us and Man U for Gakpo, and I'm like, is it going to for him? Is it the money thing, or again, like everyone wants to play Champions League or whatever? Do you want to play Champions? Because if you're going to go Champions League, you're more likely going to sign with us from what you see right now.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, he played like that Ten Hag guy. Their managers like they've been with all them. So he kind of that's why he got that Lisandro Martinez off us. Because he was the coach there. So all those players would go to Ten Hag first, I think.
Well, who's the other one? I can't even say that name, but the Ukrainian guy that we keep targeting.
Yeah. Tyrone says, you can have a free keeper if you want and take
Mendy for the Gunners. Well, that brings me up to the point. How about Ramsdale shutting everyone up after last week's game?
Yeah, a lot of people were on his butt.
That's what? Now 2 shutouts in 3 games.
Yeah, everybody was saying that Ramsdale is garbage after. I'm like, the guy's not bad. I'm like,
he's better than Leno.
I'm like, he should be challenging for England national team starter. I think so. Him and actually Henderson, Nick Pope. These guys are like Nick Pope was a beast. I don't know, man. That guy's a beast. What? You
see how much they want for Leroy? 90 mil. 90 mil is what they're putting him at.
No, thank you.
90 mil is the evaluation or valuation in whatever way you want to word it.
He's 90 mil. It's not our money. Would you care if Arsenal wasted 90 mil? I do.
I mean, I get it's not. Well, that's the thing. You always put it as it's not our money because it's the team's money or club's money. But am I going to keep paying or keep watching a team and supporting and giving them my money if they're not making the right signings? No. I mean, it's one person like you and me not going or not watching a game is not going to make a difference.
Let's just say this. If we keep doing bad business as a club, our club will end up ultimately going down and not doing any business at all.
Well, that's the thing. And, really the only reason, like you and Mike said, that we really probably got most of these signings is because, we finished top 6 last year. So we got the extra bit of funds, right?
If we would have finished Champions League, we would have got an extra 200 mil or something crazy like that. So we would have.
Oh. You were just saying about Memphis going to Juvie? Yeah. It's been blocked.
No, has it?
Yep, been blocked because we're in on him now.
Oh, Memphis Depay. Hey,
Memphis Depay's moved to Juvie has been blocked as Arsenal has entered the talks with him now.
That's crazy. Would you want him?
If we could get him and have Aubameyang stay there, I would be ecstatic.
What happens if Aubameyang came back?
If we got just say Depay and Aubameyang went to Chelsea, I'd still say good luck, Chelsea.
No, what happens if we got Aubameyang back?
Oh, if we got Aubameyang back? No, because I don't think he fits our system now.
Oh, you wouldn't want to see him
come back? I won't want Aubameyang back. No, as much as I liked him when he was with us.
Ciao, Tyrone.
I think he's our cancer. Oh, he's up?
Hey, Davis said, remember about that money.
Yeah, remember, Tyrone. Remember my money. It's not too late. You can send it now.
I can see what you're saying about that. Like I look at I got Aubameyang on the back, right?
Right.
And he was a good.
He's a good. I won't take away for what he did for the club. Like I'm not going to say, he was a cancer to us and everything, but I think just it would be it's the end of an era. It'd be a Pogba thing all over again if he were to come back.
Him and Lacazette leaving, it's the end of an era.
Yeah, yeah. Same with Ozil. You won't see Ozil come back.
Yeah, like Aubameyang is one where he could still come back and do something if he got his head out of his ass and started caring about his legacy instead of caring about his
It's safe in my hands. It's not safe in your hands. The money's going to start slowly trickling away over to Joe.
Yeah, you better tie it to a pigeon's foot and send it by the pigeon.
Yeah.
Because by the end of the season, it'll be here. No, but I don't know. Yeah, if I'm a Chelsea fan, my confidence is not there.
For how the team's going right now? No. Yeah. Something's got to be done. Either they need to make a signing or they, like you said, if they want to shake it up big time, Tuchel gone.
And remember at the beginning of the season before it started, I said Tuchel was going to get fired. And I was kind of like kidding. I was actually kidding about it. I was like,
but it's not looking like unreasonable now. No.
And it was like, because I'm like, there's no way they can play that bad. But I'm like, if they lose against Tottenham and then lose the next game, I'm like, and then lose another game, he'll get fired. And hey, they didn't lose against Tottenham, but they blew a lead. And that's
they blew a lead that they should have. They more than should have had that game in hand. They had to lead twice, actually, didn't they? Tottenham tied it up twice. They tied it up when it was 1-0 and 2. Then when it was 2-2.
Yeah. So Chelsea are playing who next? Oh, they're playing Leicester City.
That's what I'm saying. Vardy scores 2 and rubs salt in the wound.
They're playing Leicester then Southampton. Dude, those are 2 tough games right there. Good night, man. Ciao, Tyrone. I have faith in Chelsea.
I have faith in Chelsea. I don't.
Man. You need Jesus, bro. Yeah. We got him. But so let's take it to 3 games into the season. Signing of the season, signing of the window. So far, looks like Gabriel Jesus, hands down. Not even close right now. Haaland, goodbye. Not signing of the season.
He got 1 more goal today, so I think he and Jesus are tied for goals. I think they're both at 3 apiece now.
For what his height was in skill and his
no.
Everything.
Well, that's what Mike said. Like when you guys had your fantasy draft, he messaged me and he's like, Jesus or Haaland, and I'm like, you should be taking Jesus, and he took Haaland, I think, right?
Oh, he didn't get to pick him.
Oh no.
No, because somebody else, that guy went first overall, man.
But either that way, he was looking at it. He's like, Alan's going to score, X amount of goals. I'm like, he's not, though. He's not.
And Jesus has the most points right now. And guess who has them?
This guy. And you didn't even draft.
You know what's crazy? I can't believe I got him and Saka. Like, that's just like, that's who I would have picked off the team, And it's like,
I just don't know how I feel about Saka or where he fits in. Like, he'll be the next player that leaves that I would be like, I'm not that upset about him being gone.
No, me and my buddy from Hamilton, Salas, we were actually talking yesterday before the game. We're like, Saka needs 2 goals this game. He's been quiet. To me, He's been quiet. And I was actually, in my fantasy team, I was actually thinking about trading him out off the team.
Yeah.
And I was like, because it's a player that it's like, it's like this. When they're not playing so good, it's just the day I trade him is when he starts playing good. That's what I'm worried about. And it's like, I got to keep him one more game. If he plays bad next game, he's off the team. That's the way. I'm ruthless, bud. I was looking for Diaz. I got Diaz on my team, Luis Diaz, and I'm like, I want to trade him for Son, and he plays tomorrow, Diaz. So I still got a chance to get more points tomorrow, and I can overtake. I'm first already, so there's no overtaking.
Right.
But I can build up on my lead because I still got Diaz, and Diaz. I hope Diaz scores. I think he'll score 2, but I still think United will lose.
I don't see. Well, no, because they did say it would be 3-2, so he'll get your 2 goals for you.
Yeah, and that'd be beautiful. That'd be a beautiful thing. If Ronaldo only scores 1, I'm happy. I don't got Ronaldo, so
I think Ronaldo. I think he's gonna have something to prove, and of course, do it against another big team like he normally does. I say Ronaldo gets 2. He gets the first one. He gets the last one.
Well, he does get a hat trick. That's bad news for me. I got him, but that guy who has Ronaldo, he's way at the bottom, so it wouldn't really matter. But I still don't want the guy. I don't like the guy. He's a dirty Chelsea fan, and he's kind of he's like the worst kind of fan where he thinks everything that is Chelsea is like the greatest thing ever. Like, you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's actually crazy some of the stuff he says. It's like, dude, he's like Arsenal are way worse than Chelsea. I'm like, how can you say that they're way worse? I can see your bias, and you can be like, oh, I still think Chelsea are better, but way worse? Come on. It's like, come on. Like even like I'm an Arsenal fan, and I'm like, oh, I'm still worried about Chelsea doing kind of good and kind of, getting us to the 4th. And it's like, and I'm like, you can't even say that, brother. I'm like, that's crazy. I'm like, and now it's like, I don't even think Chelsea are that good to give us a problem. No,
I don't see Chelsea giving us a problem this year. They might steal the one game here and there, but it's not like we're like, oh God, do we have Chelsea, Liverpool, Man U, Man City all to worry about. We really this year?
What games are you worried about this year?
The only team I'm worried, it's not even games because most, like you said, when we play like the lower tier teams, it can go either way, but they're games we kind of can afford to give away. The games we can't afford to give away is our games against Man City.
Yeah, and Man City always has our number.
I don't think they have us this year.
You think we're going to pull a double on them? And we're going to win both games?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think Zinchenko and Jesus have so much to prove against them now.
It'll be interesting. But
because, they kind of just said, oh, well, like everyone says, oh, you got, Man City's, extras or their, let's call them sloppy seconds.
Yeah, they're rejects that they call.
They're rejects and everything like that. But, Jesus is showing he ain't no reject.
I knew Jesus wasn't a reject. I'm like, this guy just didn't. It's like people are like, well, he didn't start for Man City. It's like because a coach has his philosophy and the people that he wants in the team. If he doesn't suit it week in, week out, that guy doesn't play. It doesn't mean he's not good. It's like,
but that's why, like I know you were upset when we lost to, what was it, to Chelsea? We lost Omar, right? Because Mike's like, who's Omar?
I said he's a good young player, yes.
But that's what I'm saying. But then, but that's why I'm like, we got Marquinhos and we got young talent still there. I'm like, we were able to afford to lose them.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like the guy didn't want to sign with us, so
No,
what are we
exactly.
gonna do?
So why bother? But no, but I mean, I think this window, like you can say hands down, this window, Arsenal won this window, like the opening window of the season.
Yeah.
And I think if we keep this kind of mentality up or the results up come January, we will still be able to pull off one more. Like, let's just say Yuri and Paqueta don't sign with anybody at this window. By January, they're going to be dying to come with us.
So we got one more game before the end of this month, right?
There's one more. Yeah, everyone plays on the 27th. So there's one more game before the window closes.
Yeah, so
the window closes on the 1st or whatever.
United's fixture. So United have still Southampton to play this month. So they do have one more game to score. So they have a goal of the month, I guess.
Who, Man U?
I hope it's not an own goal. Imagine if Maguire scores 207 again. That'd be crazy. Would you take? Okay, let's just say this: Maguire comes to us on the low, on the cheap.
Nope. Do not want him.
Backup. You don't want him anywhere near the club.
Don't want him anywhere near us.
Yeah, that guy is awful. I can't believe he's the captain of that team. That's a huge problem in my eyes. If you can't see that he's not captain and he shouldn't be starting every game, then I don't know about your manager skills. Maybe it's in his contract.
Here's a question for you. I'm thinking ahead for next season. Yeah. Does Florin fit into our schedule or our roster?
I think
he's got 3 goals already.
Florin Balogun. How about Nunes Tavares? He's those two guys.
Tavares, no.
Tavares, yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's still up there in goals, and he's a midfielder. He plays for Marseille. That's crazy. Can you believe that? Those two guys they're killing it in the French league.
But people are gonna look at it and be like, "Well, it's a French league."
Yeah, but still. Look at Saliba. Saliba was the player of the year, the defender of the year last year in the French league. He came back.
True.
What happened? And it's a good place to get your players up to speed, kind of, because I think Nuno Tavares has raw talent. He's really good. He just needs to be a little more experienced and coached a little bit better, because I think he's kind of like, when you watch him for Arsenal, he was just sloppy and made too many mistakes, kind of, and they were like stupid mistakes. If he gets a little bit more IQ and then plays a little bit better and gets fit, I don't know, he could be good. But I think he still might be like an Iwobi, a Walcott kind of guy that's maybe not a Walcott, but an Iwobi, that guy that's always there, but just never pans out to be that
never
guy.
Turned it to the next, like took it to the next level almost, per se, right?
Yeah, like Jack Wilshere. He was like but Jack Wilshere was like kind of there already for a while. He was doing good and then fell off hard.
The only thing with him is I think that what really did him in was being, like you said, right there, but never given the chance to showcase what he could do, like on the World Cup teams, like with England. I think it kind of, for a morale thing, it just did him in.
And his injuries made him depressed. He says so. Like his depression.
But he's got to be doing something right if we want him coaching our 18-year-olds.
Yeah, like the guy, and you want a guy like that because he had that. He can kind of teach him what went wrong, like what he did wrong, because he's like, I was the guy. I was compared to Messi and everything, and he's like, it just didn't work out, And he's like, and I can teach you why, and I can tell you guys why and what made me there and what I did wrong. So he's kind of a good kind of mentor for people.
Yeah, like a mentor or a role model of what not to do.
Yeah, well, that's what you need. You can't tell somebody. Like it's like
you can have like a Maradona say, "Don't do drugs and don't party and everything like that."
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't have that.
Don't do what I did.
What I did, but I was the best ever.
Exactly.
There's only one player that can do a ball and go kick a ball around.
Exactly right.
But Maradona's on a different level. But no, this season is definitely exciting.
Oh yeah, already this season's been, even like today, like just not to pick on Chelsea today, but I'm going to.
Yeah, City game was awesome.
Like that's the thing. There's been already some upsets that you never would have thought, or some games that ended in a draw. You'd be like, well, how did that end in a draw?
And that's what's beautiful about this league. It's like it's you never really know. Like even like
no 4 teams are. I mean, yes, your top 4 are Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man U. But like take away, we've been struggling. Man U this year is struggling. Liverpool, like all 4 of us, besides us, are struggling this round. I mean, yes, it's early, but it's good to see because, like you said, it gives a chance for the young teams. Like
I'm not gonna lie, it gives Arsenal a lot of hope.
Well, yeah, it gives them because you see what's happening. Like we're taking advantage of all the other teams faltering right now.
And you know what's crazy? Last year we couldn't get over that little hump where we could take over somebody. We're just like as soon as we could take over, we lose and we get back down again. And it's like this year, if we can win next, I'll say this: if we can win the next, what is it? The next 5 games and go 8-0.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We're good. We're good for a bit.
That's what I'm saying. You at one point I think said you see us between 2 and 4 or as low as 3 and 4. I don't even entertain that idea right now because I really have that much faith in this team that we could right now, the way we're playing, we could challenge for that title.
Hey, I still stand by. I say I don't know how many points we're going to be behind Man City, but I still think
0.
I think we're going to be second. I think like we do have a chance, but it's like a far chance. But I still think we have a chance to win.
So, same question bounces back to you: is when we play Man City, what's the outcome right now?
Right now, I think we win.
Okay, let's say come January.
So let me say this, Kay, since you just asked that, if we played Man City next week, we win.
Oh, we're all over Man City.
Yeah, but do you think? Because we had a kind schedule that it would have been better to throw a Man City in there right now. Well, we couldn't foresee what was going to happen.
No, you don't ever know what's going to happen.
But it would be nice, like on form because we're on form. It'd be nice to have Man City next week, kind of.
See, the only thing that really throws off our momentum or anything like that is going to be the World Cup. I'm not worried about, like you said, with any of the other cups, but it's a World Cup I'm worried about just because it's such, it's a month and a half long.
And especially let's say Jesus starts for Brazil.
That's what I'm saying. If Jesus gets hurt or, I mean, he's
Odegaard's not playing.
No, but let's just say if Scotland had made it, then it would have been Tierney, right? Like if Tierney got hurt, right?
How many players do we have in the World Cup? We have Saka.
Jesus is playing. Zach is playing.
We don't have Odegaard. We don't. Martinelli might be there.
Hang on, I think Martinelli was looking at that today. Hang on. Or no.
Is Thomas Partey's country there? I don't know. Ghana. I don't know if Ghana's in there actually.
So here we got. So Saka's in it. Partey's in it. Ramsdale's in it. Zaka's in it. Leno's in it.
Oh, but Leno's gone.
Leno's gone. He's gone too, but Hector's in it.
Hector's on Spain still? Come on.
Yep. And Tomiyasu's in it.
So we don't have so many players, but they're all our starters, basically.
Yeah. Oh, is Jesus not playing in it?
No, he's still trying to get in there. Jesus and Martinelli are still trying to get in there, so they have to have a prolific year. So that's why I think they'll both have a really good year, and they'll both end up making Brazil.
So really, from who I said, the only 2 players we'd have to worry about having anything happen to them would be obviously Ramsdale and Saka.
Yeah, and Partey,
it depends because if Tierney goes nowhere, we have him to replace him for now.
Well, yeah. Well, Tierney wouldn't play midfield. It'd be Zinchenko.
Well, the way everyone was going to sub around, like I said yesterday, people were playing in odd positions.
Yeah, who knows? Well,
I think Tierney actually came in and he was playing midfield. I think at one point
they should put him on the wing up top if we're winning a game. See how he plays, because he's fast and he crosses in. Throw him on the wing. I think
that's why Tierney, when he came in, he wasn't put in for defense, for center back or left back or right back or anything back there, because I think that's what they're trying to maybe see with them is if we don't trade him, like you said, because he's got the speed, could he be that guy if we need to?
Yeah, and you know what's also crazy? I think Saka is a better left back than he is up top. I think he's better in defense because I think when he played there before, he was so good.
The only positive for playing his Saka so high up is his speed, because we used to just hoof the ball down there and tell him to go chase it, right?
He's better on the defense as a wing back.
No, that's what I'm saying though. But when he wasn't, like when he was like you said, when he was playing up front, that's all we did. We just kicked the ball down the field and say, go chase it.
Yeah, but no, that's how I feel we're doing it now. It's like
we're playing it to everyone's strengths now.
I think he doesn't. I don't know, man. He's
not playing. Martinelli, I find, is faster and more creative than what Xhaka could be.
I think Saka is a better left back, 100%.
Yeah, like he should be, like you said, playing back more than being up front there.
Yeah, and then Zinchenko. If Partey gets injured, I'd put Saka left back, Zinchenko in the where Partey was playing, and then I guess we don't have Pep anymore. But I mean, if we get another winger, maybe Vieira will be good too. We haven't seen him play. Are you excited to see him?
Vieira?
He's supposed to be a baller. He's supposed to be good.
I mean, we spent money on him. Like, why isn't that? He's got to play at some point. We don't just throw money for you to sit on the bench. But
it wasn't no nickel and dimes either. It was like
no, exactly million. Like you said, $40 million. Well, let's put a $40 million on the bench and not play him. I mean,
yeah, you know what? I would hate to see next week Arteta's like, oh, we're getting too comfortable with this position, this formation. We're gonna switch it up. I don't want him to be.
That's what my concern is. We don't need to sign anyone right now. I don't think.
No, but I don't want him to like during the season, during every English Premier League. I don't care about cup games. If English Premier League, if we don't start this, if we're doing good right now with this formation,
with what we have right now, yeah.
Just keep that on every game. I mean. Yeah,
like don't go out there and make the signing because you have to make it.
Not even signing. Don't give like somebody a chance because they ask, hey coach, I haven't been playing. Can you give me a chance? We're playing Fulham next week. No, you can't.
Sit down. Go sit down. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, if we sign DePayne or Aubameyang or Paqueta or Yuri, just because we're afraid, Chelsea or Man U or Liverpool are going to sign them. If we don't do it based off that. Like, if we were struggling, then yeah, go out and make the signing. But right now we are playing probably our best soccer we've played in a while.
I'll say something about the signing. I think we need 3 more signings, but not to touch starting. You don't.
But that's what I'm saying. If we go out and sign Paqueta or Yuri, they're going to be starting. You can't say they win.
I think Granit Xhaka is he's a favorite of Arteta. He's been a favorite from day one.
But I don't know why when he's such a liability. Like, if you look at our starting, he's our biggest liability.
Yeah, everybody and Partey. I don't know about you, but I think Partey is weak link too. What do you think?
Talent-wise, no, but the injury issue is there too much. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
you never know when he's going to be hurt.
He doesn't have a good shot. He never hits the net, and he gives the ball away a lot, and he gets injured a lot. I think that's a guy that position right there, we need another guy, and that's where Tielemans probably comes in. But anyway,
does he start over him?
No, I don't. I don't think Arteta would be stupid enough to instantly put him in there and start over him.
That's what I'm saying. Let's say we signed Tielemans tomorrow. Would we then be going into Fulham and say, you're going to start in Fulham?
Oh, hell no. Like, as I just said, that Partey's not the guy, but you can't screw up with a winning formula.
No, that's what I mean. There's a reason you're even with these red cards or red flags. I'll call them is a better term.
Yeah, let's just say this: everybody hates Granit Xhaka, but there's no way in hell that we should leave him out of the team right now.
No, because he's not diving like he used to. Like, he doesn't have to embellish or anything like that. He's actually playing like he looks like he's actually enjoying himself.
Yeah, and he's not doing stupid stuff
That's what I'm saying, and that's what they said. They said, like, again, the commentators, they said this Arsenal team is playing because they're having fun again. They're learning what fun is to win 3 games, and maybe you lose next week, then you win 4 games. Like, this team is not miserable. This team is seeing what it's like to have fun, and you're just having fun playing.
And I'll give Granit Xhaka credit. he's been abused from fans.
He's been the scapegoat for us for how long?
Yeah. Yeah, he's been a scapegoat. He's been abused, like murder threats. He had a newborn baby. They all made fun of it and said rotten things about his kids. And it's like,
I remember that. I'm not trying to laugh, but I remember that.
Yeah, but it's like, so all these bad things, and he's still staying there. And he's like, I want to win at Arsenal. He's like, I don't want to leave and be a quitter. He's like, I want to win something because the club means a lot to me.
Yeah, he's loyal to us. Like he could just say, "Oh, I'm not dealing with this and the fans, and you're all assholes, and I'm leaving."
Yeah, and it's like that means a lot because like he knows what it means to be at the club, and you want players,
who are like that.
Yeah, you don't want players to be like, "Oh, I want to go there because it's like Kelvin Phillips for Man City." He's just there, and he's just sitting on the bench every game. And
but he's like, doing it because it's Man City.
Yeah, he just wants to get a big paycheck and win a trophy.
Yeah, I don't have to do anything, like you said. I'll just sit here and get my paycheck and win a trophy, maybe.
So let me put you in his spot. So if you're Davis and you're this big soccer player for Brighton, you're the best player in Brighton. Next season, Man City comes. They're like, you come to our team. You're going to sign to us, and you're going to sit on the bench. Now you win. You sign there. Now you win this Champions League. You win the Premier League. Now, do you feel happy about that?
If you just sat there pretty much all season?
Yeah, you never did anything. Maybe seen 3 minutes the whole season.
No.
It wouldn't it hurt your heart to be like,
it would, to be going there as opposed to, like you said, playing,
weekend
maybe a lower tier team like, Crystal or Fulham or pick a team or lower tier where you're playing maybe 70 minutes, 80 minutes. And you are never going to win a trophy with them. But I'd have more pride losing 25, 30 games and giving it my all than sitting on a bench and doing nothing and winning a trophy. Yeah.
Imagine seeing your teammates the next time after you win the trophy with Man City and you're like, oh, I won. You're like, you didn't do it. Your whole team, your ex team is like, you didn't do it.
Like, you didn't do anything.
Yeah. They're like,
you sat there.
Yeah. And it's like, but like, that's weird. It's weird because it's like you can build on something great unidentified. Let's see this. Hello, if you need a real free and high quality service.
We get spammed here.
We made it. Yeah, we do, man. We need that.
Right? Guess who all hooked up Joe with that high quality service?
Yeah, I need that service, bro. Yeah, like I don't know. If I was a top team for like a top player for Bournemouth, I would go to if a big club like Arsenal came and they're like, they finished 5th last year, I would go to that team. But would I go to the team like City where I'm just never going to see a playing?
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I would never go there. No. Especially let's just say this. If Arsenal was the best team and they want to sign me and that's my childhood team, I would probably go there. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like look at that. But then it's becomes a money thing. Like I always bring him up because everyone knows the story about him. But like, look at Ashley Cole, right? Like you said, childhood dream was to always play for Arsenal, and because Chelsea comes in and says we're going to give you this X amount of money to come play for us, he fucks off.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if I was on Bournemouth and Arsenal were the best, like if Arsenal were Man City's and Arsenal are my favorite team.
Well, to the degree where we're at that point, that's kind of how we were.
Yeah, I would go there.
You were good at that time.
No matter what, if I was a professional athlete and my favorite team in any sport wanted to sign me, I would probably go there and take less money. That's what I'd like to think. But I'm sure there's more when you actually become an athlete. There's more to it than just going to your favorite team,
Well, yeah, like I mean, like just use the Maple Leafs for example, right? Like everyone looks at the Maple Leafs as everyone wants to be a Maple Leaf because of the history and everything like that. But do you go there knowing chances are you will not win the Stanley Cup, or do you go somewhere else?
But that's not that. Our big reason is because the money, the money's not the same in Canada because you can make more money in Florida, all the taxes.
Well, exactly. You go to Texas or Florida where you don't pay taxes or whatever. Yeah, that's one thing. And the other thing is the marketing. It's Toronto.
And it's the media once you get there. You're like,
well, yeah, the media, it's the same with why people don't want to go play for like the Rangers or the Islanders, right? Like,
it's the media, yeah. And
it's like, oh my God, he's not scoring goals. Why did you sign him?
If you go to Florida Panthers, you can basically live in Florida and nobody knows who you are. And you're You know, nobody. If
Nobody's gonna bug you about it and be like, "You didn't score tonight. Who? Why? What's going on? Why do we pay you X amount of money?"
dude, nobody in Florida knows any hockey player if they see them down the street. Not like
No.
I'll tell you, even if it's Ovechkin or something, I bet you they're all drunk college kids. They don't know.
Yeah, they wouldn't know if it was Ovechkin, Crosby. You know, they'd be like, "Oh, that was Crosby. I didn't know." But you go down the street and you see Crosby, eating in Hamilton. Let's say you're gonna say, "Holy shit, it's Sidney Crosby."
Yeah, you want me to tell, when I used to go to Pittsburgh games, I was like, I seen Crosby, Jordan Stahl, Colby Armstrong, and then we got Evgeny Milken. This guy shows up to the Mellon Arena, not the new one, the old one, in like hidden under jackets, like he's
Right.
like Brad Pitt because he didn't want anybody to. I'm like, there's only like 3 people out here, me and some other guys. Like nobody cares. And
Yeah.
this guy hiding like he's like this huge star. It was weird to see actually. And yeah, at the same place, Mellon Arena, there used to be this restaurant at the hotel across the street. Larry Murphy and everybody were there. It's pretty cool, man. Eating breakfast, and we didn't take pictures with them. They're eating breakfast, But yeah, man.
But it was like we said about that. Like you said, like nobody knows in certain cities where players are. Give me 1 second. What was like you said, kind of to follow up on that or to that idea? It was, what movie was it they were filming here? Like I don't know. I think it's now 10 years or so, give or take.
Yeah.
1 second. I'm just looking it up now. And it was
What, Four Brothers?
No, not Four Brothers. Actually, that was good. And that was it. Friggin' Tyler Sagan. He was in Hamilton when they did. You seen Goon, right? The Goon movies.
Yeah.
So like they did, because they did Goon 2 here, right? They did it over at Andrzej Arena, and friggin' like even you remember George LaRock, right?
Yeah, George LaRock.
Like
yeah.
They were out eating one time. I remember being with one of my buddies. I'm like, that's George LaRock, and he's like, who? I'm like, how do you not know George LaRock? I'm like, and I said, it's Tyler Sagan, and he's like, well, I know Tyler Sagan, and I'm like, well, everyone knows Tyler Sagan, but like,
how do you know George LaRock though? That's crazy.
But that's the thing. I'm like, how do you not know George LaRock? I said, you go say hi to him, and he'll probably punch you in the face, and you'll be happy about it. You're like, I just got punched out by George LaRock.
Yeah, that's it. That guy's an animal, It's crazy, man.
But I mean, like that's the thing. Like you said, you go to Florida and you say the same things to them, and they'd be like, I don't know who George LaRock is.
Oh, yeah, but they'd say like, I don't know who Sidney Crosby is, and he's like, what?
Yeah, you show them a picture and be like, that's Sidney Crosby, and they're like, who?
I know. I asked my people from Argentina and stuff. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm like, because I just assume like Michael Jordan's Michael Jordan.
Yeah, you think you've got the faces of the sports, right?
And I'm like, you don't know Crosby? They're like, never heard. I'm like, you got to know Gretzky. No. I'm like, Gretzky? You don't know Gretzky? I'm like,
right.
It's like Michael Jordan, Gretzky. Like those are the two guys.
Yeah.
Like now it's Tom Brady.
Yeah, so you're going to say like every sport has that Gretzky. Like hockey is obviously Gretzky. Football is Tom Brady. Soccer is probably Ronaldo, Messi, so forth.
And basketball is obviously Jordan.
And Jordan, yeah, exactly. Baseball, who cares? Because baseball is baseball. It's always someone every year. Probably baseball would be like Barry Bonds or Roger Clemens.
I know a lot of people are like Aaron Judge. I'm like, no one cares anymore about baseball. I don't think.
No, and that's the only thing. That's the sport that's kind of dying down, I think. But yeah, like it just changes so much.
It's crazy that it's so big in like America, even Japan. Baseball is big there.
Yeah, like those are probably the two countries it's huge in. But like even here, like everyone used to be Blue Jays, and no one cares anymore.
And I think Venezuela or Dominican Republic, one of those.
Yeah, like the countries that are always like in the like World Series of baseball, like Venezuela and them, Costa Rica, them, they care. But like here, no one cares about the Blue Jays anymore.
Oh, they just care when they're doing good.
Yeah, like they're friggin' like when we were talking last time, and we're like the Jays suck, and then we're like, oh, now they're like 7 games ahead, and they're in the first place wild card. They're like barely making the playoffs now. They've lost like 10 games in a row again. And everyone's like, so this is the Blue Jays. Who cares? Who cares about the Blue Jays? I'm like, but if they go off on another 10-game win streak, you're going to be, oh, yeah, Blue Jays.
Yo, you know, it's crazy. I can go see a Europa League game on the 25th here in Croatia. I might go against Villarreal.
Well, that's not bad.
It's not bad. Hajduk split, but the team here will probably lose, but whatever.
Right.
Base MLS standings. I'm just gonna look at MLS standings right now. I want to see what the Jays are at. Not MLS, MLB. Damn. MLB. I don't even know that name anymore. Oh, Blue Jays are so wild card. Let's see this. So wild card standings. Yeah, Blue Jays aren't.
That's what I mean. They're like barely hanging on to that spot.
Yeah, they're not doing so good. I remember they went in. Oh, yeah, Blue Jays. Yeah, they're above the line still.
I mean, they're 65 and 54, so they're second place in that thing. But that's the thing, 65 and 54. You'd think, oh, you're pretty well safe. But yeah, you look at the wild card, and they're like, you're barely hanging on there.
Yeah, they actually have. They're exactly tied with Tampa Bay. So
Tampa Bay and Seattle. Yeah, they're all hanging on there.
Yeah,
like everyone's like 65, 63, 64, 62, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but hey, in baseball, I think they could win like a game. Like, no, I'm not saying they could win
the only thing that drives me nuts is you look at it and teams have played 121 games, and you're like, there's still 60 games to play still. Like,
you know, it's crazy. Blue Jays, Raptors, and Toronto FC are all the teams that I got to see win in Toronto. Guess what team is missing? Guess what team is missing?
That you've never seen?
That win. Like
or win
championship.
Maple Leafs.
I think it's gonna stay that way for a bit.
Yeah, so we won't be around when they win.
I'm gonna let everybody know right now. A big money D. Davis told me this off camera. He told me back-to-back championship Stanley Cups for the Leafs this year.
Okay.
You're like, hey, don't put my name in
at that time.
He's like, don't put that. That is not a big money D lock.
Right. Oh,
but yeah, leave. What's that? Biz Nasty. You know who that is? Paul
Bissonnette.
Yeah. He said that Leafs are going to win back-to-back, and then Matthews will leave. No, that's crazy. That's a bold statement.
That's a really bold statement, but he won't. I mean,
let's just say this hypothetically, which is probably really unrealistic.
Anything that with the Leafs is unrealistic.
Well, unless if it's losing first round. But
there you go. That's a money lock of the week.
If the Leafs end up winning the cup this year, does Matthews still leave? Do you think he's like, okay, I won, I get to go, or do you think he's a lifer now?
That's how I look at it. He won his cup in Toronto. He leaves. He'll leave to where the money is.
I think
whether it be Arizona or pick a team, whatever team, he'll go where the money is if he wins the cup with Toronto.
To me, he's not leaving no matter what. I don't think
Toronto would have to throw a lot of money at him to keep him.
Oh, dude, yeah, they're not afraid to throw money at him. I think, if anything, this is another thing that I don't know if it's going to hinder his chances of staying. Is if they end up getting rid of Marner. Do you think he'll be so upset that his buddy's gone?
I don't think they'll ever get rid of Marner. Nylander will be gone before Marner goes.
And I think it's crazy. See, those are the two guys that I get it. They're soft. But I would rather see Tavares.
What was it? Marner had, what was it? Because I had him in fantasy. He had like a 26-game point streak. Remember you said, I think it was around November, December, you're like, oh, Marner's not doing anything. And he just went nuts. He was
watching the podcast. He's like, hey.
He's like, I heard you, Joe.
He's
like, I'll show you. Tell them to trade me.
No, but that's where it's hard because it's like these guys perform so well. And it's like, Tavares, I think Tavares is like the guy that should never have been. Even though it's like that was like, oh shit, they just signed Tavares kind of deal.
It was a big name signing. It's like we said with soccer, it's a big name signing. Oh, we got John Tavares. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, we got Koulibaly, We got
How's that turning out, Mike, for you? Oh wait, he's not playing next week. It won't matter. Now there's the question: how big does that affect Chelsea next week?
Dude, I still think. Remember, I said that kind of jokingly. I said at Tottenham they might lose, and or they won't do good against, but they end up doing good, but they tied and they blew a lead, and then they'll lose the next game, and then the next game they're kind of, if they lose that one, it could be lights out. And
that's what I'm saying. So you kind of gotten 2 for 2 right now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
If they lose next week, you've got to hit the. I think I said this to you last week. If they lose next week, you're hitting that panic button right away.
Oh, dude, like I said, that's Tuchel. Tuchel's on the line right there, man. Tuchel's on the line, and it's like, because why I say he's on the line is because not Tottenham. Chelsea have been so ruthless with firing everybody and getting new people because they weren't performing. And maybe that's out the window because they have a new owner and this bully guy is not like that. But man, I still think they got that in them to just be like, see you later. Adios, amigos. And if they lose, to me, Tuchel kind of doesn't look like something's going on.
He doesn't care.
No,
I think he's too comfortable now.
Yeah, no, I think he just, maybe if he loses again, I don't think he'll want to be there.
But that's what I'm saying. Is that I've been, you've let me get away with so much, or, they've won the, champion or the Europa. But is that to him? That's it. Like, that's good enough. That should be good enough.
Yeah,
like that's how I'm looking at how Tuchel's seeing it.
Yeah, like his team. I don't know, man. It's absolutely crazy, man, to think that Chelsea were like that Champions League win was a fluke. Now that I look at it, it was a fluke. What do you think? Do you think when they won the Champions League that they deserved it, or did they have just luck on their side that year?
I think it was just a fluke because they haven't really been that form again since. Like, I think it's like City when they won it, right? It was just a fluke because they've never been that dominant either.
Yeah, when they won the league, right?
Yeah.
City? Yeah, because City, I don't think has won the Champions League. Damn. And I think Pep Guardiola, that's like his focus is more on the Champions League, I think, than winning the league. So your prediction of Arsenal winning this year, hey man, I wouldn't say that's a wild statement. Like a lot of people will be like, oh, Liverpool and Man City. Man, I don't have Liverpool. Hey, if you guys are calling Davis crazy for picking Arsenal to win, then I must be just under him because I think they're coming second, if not first.
Right.
So it's like, but I say it in a different manner. Davis is saying it in like matter of fact kind of manner.
Right? Like there's no argument about it.
Yeah, there's no argument. Chelsea are 6th. Arsenal are number 1. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea fall to 8th or something. Something crazy, man.
I'm just thinking, frig.
What?
They're putting in a bid for Tielemans tonight.
Who, Arsenal?
Yeah, they're gonna submit a bid.
Yeah, no, I think Tielemans is the guy that I think he's coming to us no matter what.
Paqueta, I know you and me went back and forth on this for a while. Like, do we want Paqueta? Do we want Tielemans? And you always were a pro Yuri, and I was pro Tielemans or Paqueta. I'm with you. If it was between the two, I don't think Paqueta wants to sign with us.
I don't think Arsenal were ever in for him. That's what I said.
I think we were, but not as a first option. Like if we could get him or Tielemans, we would much rather take Tielemans.
And like I'm not saying Tielemans is like the absolute right choice that we're making,
but he's filling the depth if anything for us.
Yeah, he's the most likely situation to happen. Me, I'd rather Sergei Milinkovic-Savic from Serie A, but
did he sign? He went somewhere else, didn't he?
No, I think that was a defender with the same name, Milinkovic.
Oh, okay.
And but Milinkovic-Savic, no, it just died out. See, that's another guy where that was just a hype train. Same with the Paqueta thing, where it's like a hype train. You're like, yeah, it looked nice, but I don't think they're ever in for him either. But that's like when I heard that, I'm like, oh, I would like that guy on the team.
Yeah, but it was like how many? Like you said, you and me said this last week. Like every week, it's a name being linked to Arsenal. Like it was Cody Gakpo, it was Calvert-Lewin, it was now it's Memphis Depay, it's Paqueta, it's Tielemans. Like you could say that about anybody. Like right now, it's so early that anybody could go anywhere.
Yeah, to me, I think it's not early. It's almost done.
Well, that's exactly. Well, no, but like early in the season, like it's only 3 games in. I mean, like we said, the window closes in 10 days. But
the Cody Gakpo thing, it really matters because they just had a Champions League game, like to get into the Champions League. So and now they have another one. So if they lose this one, Gakpo could be on his way out. But if they win,
I think what was the other player left? Oh, it was they were talking about it because I know I want to actually mention Tyrone was in, but we got sidetracked. Fofana, what's going on with him?
Fofana apparently he wasn't at the game.
Yeah, he was left out of the game, but from what I'm hearing is Chelsea's not going to be able to secure him.
I heard Brandon Rodgers, the manager of Leicester, he said that he's not for sale. He's not in the right state of mind because Fofana is like in his feelings about leaving. He's like, "Oh, Chelsea want me, please let me go." And Brandon Rodgers like, "No, simply no." And then so he's going
to be like, "I'm not. Well, I don't really want to play today."
Yeah. Well, I think Brandon Rodgers benched him because they probably had a little fallout because of that.
Yeah, he probably is like, "Oh, fuck you," or whatever, and so forth. And so he's like, "Okay, you just don't play today, then."
Yeah, simple. Yeah, simple. See ya.
But then that kind of goes into the whole like Arteta and Aubameyang thing is where there was so much friction between the two of them, like manager and player. Just let him go then. Like he doesn't want to be there. I get it. He's I won't say world-class player or world elite player. Like he's not a Messi, he's not a Ronaldo where you have to play him every day.
Yeah.
But if he really does not want to play for you, let him go.
Oh, I feel like that about every player. Like no player is bigger than a club.
No, exactly. And if they don't want to be there, then just get rid of them.
Yeah, like if like Tielemans didn't start either. He came off the
bench. Tielemans was out of that lineup too.
Yeah,
he played against us, and we shut him down, and then he didn't play this week.
Yeah, apparently, like that was those two guys are leaving. That's what everybody's speculating.
Well, that's the thing. The 3 names that that will likely move if anyone moves this week will be Gakpo, Tielemans, and Fofana.
And
I don't think Paqueta goes anywhere.
Yeah.
And I don't think Aubameyang moves.
Well, Anthony, that guy from Ajax, he's actually going to Manchester United for
Anthony Gordon.
Yeah, no, not Anthony Gordon, not the guy from Ajax.
Okay.
Yeah.
As I was gonna say, that was the other name Chelsea was linked to. I told Mike Anthony Gordon they put a bid on, and then they're like, "No, we don't. We were never in on him." I'm like, you put a bid in on him.
That guy looks like Draco Malfoy.
Well, no, that's that guy I told you. What is his name? Friggin', I can't even pronounce it, but he's Ukrainian. Oh, hang on, give me a second. It was some weird Ukrainian. He came through this morning, and I'm like, who?
Damn.
I saw it, and give me 1 second here. It was just a weird name I've never really paid attention to.
Yeah, where do you think Fink is?
Oh, he's hiding.
He's crying, yeah?
He's not crying. He's hiding.
He's hiding. He's hiding and crying.
Oh, he's probably doing both. Absolutely.
That's crazy though, because Chelsea fans were so high. They think man, it kind of looks good because there's like no more billionaire guy that pays for everybody's family and cheats and everything. Now you're back to reality with this new owner.
Well, that's exactly it. That's what I mean. Like this is where there it is. I think that's it.
And it's like he made stupid signings, Miles. He just bought Sterling because the English player and it was a big name. He made a big name signing. That was his first one. And then he got Koulibaly, which was better. That was a good signing. But then he got Cucurella or whatever.
Cucurella, yeah. But he didn't look that great today.
Oh man, I got him for.
That's the name. Mikhailo Mudryk.
Mudryk, damn. From where?
Yeah, he's from freaking Chicago. Oh fuck, these names, man. These teams' names. Doesn't help when you've been drinking too.
Yeah.
Shikta Dosnik from Ukraine.
Shakhtar Donetsk.
Yeah. See, I butchered that. But yeah, I know I got his name, Mikhailo Mudryk.
Mm.
But he looks like friggin' Draco Malfoy. But supposedly we're in on him.
Damn.
Because he's a winger, right?
I don't want another guy. I just want.
Actually, he looks a lot like Machine Gun Kelly.
What, before or after the Eminem beef?
Right? He's got the tattoo and everything. Right? He's got a snake tattoo on him. Yeah.
Damn. I know Machine Gun Kelly's down bad. The guy like switched genres in music. He's wearing pink nail polish and stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, because if I'm right, he and Megan Fox are doing the Barbie movie next year.
Oh man, it's not. What do you think of that? You like that?
What, Barbie?
No. Machine Gun Kelly's new.
Oh, his look and everything with the nail polish and pink hair, and I am like, oh my god.
It's like, dude, man, I understand you lost Eminem, but you don't have to change your whole life.
Yeah, right. Like when he had that whole blow up with him, and Eminem just came out and what was it, kamikaze or kill shot? He made that kill shot, and he's like, I'm done. I won't say anything else. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, it made him look so bad. It's like, dude, it's like, come on, man. You know, it's like it's not that serious. It's music. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I look at it, I'm like, because what was it? He brought in like Eminem's daughter Haley. I'm like, oh, as soon as he brought that in, I heard that. I'm like, oh my god. I said, Eminem, like, what came out? Well, it was like 4 hours later. He came out and he ripped him apart.
Yeah, he's like,
it's done. It's done. I'm like, don't say anything else. I'm like, he's just gonna keep ripping you apart.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I kind of like that kind of stuff. What do you think about that kind of stuff in sports, though? Like with the Tuchel and Conte stuff, a lot of people are still.
I mean, it's good. Like when you have that feud or whatever. I mean, do you take it to the point where they took it last week? Like, yes and no, because it depends on who's seeing it. Like, obviously, you don't want your kids seeing it and be like, make sure you piss off the manager. But
it's like this. If it was in hockey, hell yeah, we want to see that. If it's in soccer,
exactly. No. I think it's to a degree, yeah. Sports, yeah, absolutely. Because you want to still see the rivalry, the hatred, and all that.
It's just like seeing NFL players whip each other around by the face mask, or
you still have to have that kind of just downright dirtiness to the game. Still,
you got it. You got to have the like in the scrimmages when they step on your legs with the cleat.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the thing. Like, absolutely. No, so I agree with that. I mean, even like, everyone's like watches the World Cup.
We're talking about a hard handshake. A hard handshake. We're not talking about a fist thrown, a hard handshake.
Yeah, because they shook hands and friggin' what was it? Tuchel pulled him in.
Yeah. Like that's what we're really saying, that he's a bad guy over. Like, give me a break. Like if you have passion and you don't like losing, that shit happens in sports with ego.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like that's the thing. Like it's not like it was a Marty McSorley thing all over again. He bashed him in the back of the head or anything.
Yeah, it's not like he was hiding like an axe and when
just hacked him.
Yeah, that's not what happened. Even if they squared off and they fought, I would love that. I would have loved it to see them fight. Like Tuchel's not a fighter. I don't care what anybody says. That guy is not a fighter. He doesn't look like one. And Conte, he's a little bit short, but I think he would be a better fighter than Tuchel, I think.
Right. And like I looked at him, and you know who he reminded me of when I saw Conte? I looked at him, and he's like, he reminds me of the friggin' what's his face? Mike would know, German coach.
Oh yeah, Joachim Low. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, really? I'm like, all he's not doing is sticking his hands down his pants and sniffing.
his crotch.
And I tell Mike that all the time. I'm like, does anyone ever know the story behind that? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, it just doesn't look good.
It's weird. It's weird, eh? It's weird. Like he knows the camera's there.
I mean, you won the World Cup with it, but I'm like, was that your like, lucky charm there? Like, oh yeah, I smell right today.
Like in the locker room, he's like, everybody smell my balls for good luck.
Like, oh, that's got the smell of friggin' oxtail and pick a player. Friggin'
championship cock.
Like, we're gonna win today. I can smell it.
Every player's in there smelling his balls. That'd be crazy. Now that's an all or nothing video.
Oh, I just didn't get it. I saw that. What Mike showed me that. I'm like, excuse me, what?
He's German, bro. Germans are weird.
I know the Germans are kind of, no offense to all you Germans out there, but you guys are kind of weird.
You guys like to do stuff,
Yeah, you guys have, all these kinks and everything. If that's your thing, go right ahead. But
yeah, hey, ball smelling is cool, man.
There you go. Yeah.
Usually guys do it in their own privacy.
Not in front of an audience of, X amount of people watching at home and in the stadium, but sure. Props on you for doing it live.
Yeah, you got balls. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, man.
Oh, but yeah, no, as far as like you said, like as far as rivalry, I think that's what's missing in sports is just the hate. The leagues have made it so much that you can't have the hatred and the rivalry, and like you can still have the derbies and everything, but play nice.
It's like
you still have to hate each other. Like you won't meet somebody in the street and be like, "Oh, you're a Tottenham fan and you're an Arsenal. Okay, let's go out for a beer." No,
fuck that. No, I don't do that.
No.
You know what I don't mind either when the players grab them by the face and throw them. I don't mind that because it's not a punch. It's nothing mean. He's just like, get out of my face and pushes.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, we're not here to be buddies or whatever. You play for this team, I play for that team, and that's that.
Dude, if you're on Tottenham and I'm on Arsenal and some Tottenham guy comes up to me and starts yelling at my face and I push them in the middle of a game, that's normal to me. I don't see how that's a red card. It's like the guy was spitting in my mouth because he's yelling so hard. I just pushed them. Fuck that guy.
But that's the thing. Like everyone thinks about, they always go back on. They're like, "Oh, the Zidane headbutt was dirty." No, it's the World Cup and it's Italy and France. Of course, you're going to get headbutted.
Yeah, of course you're going to get headbutted, especially when you say something bad about his sick family member.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the thing. But like I enjoy seeing that because I'm like, holy shit, yeah, you got booted out of it and it changed probably the game, but you got headbutted. You don't see that. Like that shows just how much there's passion and care in the game. You take that away and it's like, oh, I pushed you. Don't say that, please. It's
crazy, isn't it? It's crazy.
I just find that the league is taking that out of every sport, like hockey. You don't see the fights anymore, or basketball or baseball or whatever. Like as soon as anything becomes even remotely physical or even verbal, it's like red flag or you're thrown out. I'm like, you got to have that still to keep the fans entertained.
You got to admit that baseball bench brawls are the best, probably.
Oh, absolutely. The one brawl, and you probably remember this, the one brawl in baseball that will always stick out to me that I absolutely loved was the Red Sox and Yankees when Pedro threw, I think it was Don Zimmerman down, right? Yeah. 65-year-old little pudge ball getting thrown by Pedro down on the ground. And everyone lost their mind. I'm like, that is how much the Yankees and Red Sox hated each other. I'm like, no one wants to see a 70-year-old man get manhandled, but
tell the 70-year-old man to get out of there.
That's the thing. It's like he went after Pedro. I'm like, he wanted to scrap. I'm like, good on him.
That's what happens.
But I'm like that. I loved it. I howled. Or friggin' what was it? Basketball with the Malice in the Palace, right? Yeah, fans fighting players. I'm like, yeah, this is what sports needs.
And another thing I like this too. This might be more controversial, but I liked when Patrick Waugh was coaching his son's team and he told his son to go beat up the goalie.
Yeah,
exactly. I don't mind that.
Okay, so here's a question for you or whatever. Or everyone's so uproaring about physical violence and stuff like that or so forth. Where was all this when Ty Domi beat the crap out of the Philadelphia fan for falling into the penalty box?
Well, he actually got out of hockey trouble for it though.
Well, that's what I mean, but no one cared. Everyone's like, oh yeah, it's Ty Domi, kick his ass.
But that's what I mean. That was beautiful back then. And you know what's crazy? I don't think that guy should have been allowed to press charges because he fell into his space.
No, he did. He was yelling at him and the glass fell apart and he fell in. Basically on top of Ty Domi. Of course, Domi's going to kick your ass now.
Especially Ty Domi doesn't know what's going on really, and it breaks and it falls on him. He's like, "What the fuck is this?" So he just starts.
Yeah, he's just going to naturally react to it. He could have very taken the guy jumped over the glass on top of him.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? They actually became buddies after.
Yeah, well, of course, anyone's going to be a buddy. Oh, you kicked my Ty Domi kicked. Like, that's a story. Ty Domi kicked my ass.
And Ty Domi actually flew out to where he was, and the guy and called him into like a private room, and that guy was like, "Oh man, this guy's just gonna kill me." And he ended up giving tickets to the games and come hang out with me. And see, and that's the beautiful part about that kind of stuff. They become friends and they have respect for each other after.
But that's what I mean. And the league's taking, like, all the leagues are taking that kind of stuff out. Sometimes you just need that. Let it be a one and done. And you know what? That's what happens.
Like, we wouldn't have that story if we
didn't. We don't. People say, like, what was the last fight you remember? Like, those are the fights you remember because since then, like, the league's taking it away.
Like you remember the Potvin and Hextall. No matter what.
Osgood and Waugh at the center ice going back and forth.
Yeah, you remember that. And those, like, Osgood and Waugh are two of the greatest goalies. So,
and you knew every time Colorado and friggin' Detroit got together, there was going to be bloodbath.
And that's beautiful.
Or what was the other one? Like, friggin', what was it? Like, I can't remember what it was. I was talking to my buddy Larry the one time. I think it was Rangers in Washington. Somebody did something to somebody, but they're like right off the face-off. There were like 7 fights in the first minute. That's what you want to see.
Hey, you don't want to see this pony. That's what I mean. Like, it's like
the light tap and be like, "Oh, he hit me." Ref, throw him in the box.
You can't even breathe on somebody now, and it's like a red card in soccer. It's like, oh man,
like that's exactly it. Like, I get they want to kind of start to teach kids that the goal is not to go out there and hack somebody in the leg or wrist or whatever, or headbutt someone. I get that because to a degree you still want to keep the integrity of the sport, but at the same time. Those are good talking points for your kids to be like, this is what is wrong with it. This would ruin your career. This would ruin somebody else's and like
career.
You said, use Jack Wilshere, right? Like, this is what you don't do, so you don't follow what I did. You don't do the bad boy image.
And that's what I mean. You have to learn from something. You kind of have to have the bad stuff.
Right. There's a reason why there was always the goon role in the NHL, right? There was Sean Avery. There was the boogeyman. There was friggin' pick a player. There's a reason why those players were needed.
Yeah. And you gotta have the, like, back in the early 90s, there was like a lot.
Oh yeah, 90s and the 90s and early 2000s. You couldn't watch a hockey game without somehow there being a fight about something.
Dude, I remember, like, it always
nightly there was a fight. There was a night. There was play of the night, and there was fight. I know it was on TSN. There was play of the night and fight of the night.
Yeah, and now you don't have that probably.
No, you don't. You get the odd play of the night if that, because everyone now wants to play the fancy goal. But I didn't care who scored a nice goal. I wanted to see who got their face punched in.
Oh, dude, I used to love I know this is another controversy thing. I used to love Scott Stevens open ice.
Oh, yeah, Scott Stevens, Darian Hatcher.
Yeah, Darian Hatcher. Even Brian McCabe's can opener. Like, those were, like, exciting plays. Like, I don't care if they're dirty or not. Sure, Eric Lindros lost basically his whole head to it, but there's a lot. Yeah, I guess it ends people's careers. Like, look at Crosby. Crosby's going to be like another Eric Lindros probably. But I don't know. I think it's missing that. Darian Hatcher. Yeah, what's that other guy for the Stars that used to hit a lot too? I forget that guy's name.
What's it? Pronger, Chris Pronger.
Pronger, yeah, Chris Pronger, yes.
Chris Pronger. Who else was there? There was Chris Pronger, like you said, Darian Hatcher. Who else used to like to fight a lot? I think he played for Colorado, actually, though. I know Colorado had one, but like any of those enforcer roles, like Boogeyman from Minnesota, right? Like they all wanted to fight, and the fans loved them for it. Like when I used to go to hockey games, I wanted to see a fight.
Oh, dude, just for the Leafs, like some of the fan favorites are Brian McCabe, Darcy Tucker, Ty Domi. Those are like
everyone wanted to see Ty Domi fight.
Everybody, you got to have. And Ty Domi was like what in real life, like 5'5",
Yeah,
maybe, and he was fighting guys that were like 6'2".
yeah.
You
Like,
know?
same thing. George Laroque, Donald Brazier, Marty McSorley, Sean Avery, like all those guys, you wanted to see fight. You weren't happy unless they were fighting.
The guy now, who is the guy? Try. Who's the guy now? Yeah,
What, to fight?
yeah. Who's like the guy?
I can't even tell you because the league is so adamant on not fighting, really.
Yeah, there's no guy like what Milan Lucic.
Yeah, like Lucic maybe. But other than that,
weird.
like you don't have a fighter in the league anymore.
Vincent, what's that guy that's like Brad Marchand for the Carolina Hurricanes?
Oh, not Sebastian Aho.
Trocheck?
Oh, Savan. Yeah, I know who you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh shit!
It used to be. I think even to the degree it was Nino Niederreiter.
Yeah, and those guys are the guys now. It's like really,
They're not the same names exactly. Like they're not
really,
the Pronger, the Al McInnes, the guys that literally your one goal was skate onto the ice and punch him in the face.
like Sean Avery is like the biggest shit disturber.
Yeah, Sean Avery, Matthew Barnaby.
Yeah,
guys who literally would go there, hack you in the ankle, and want to fight, and that's all you did. And then they skate off, or they go to the box, and that would be their night.
Yeah, like Wade Belak was one of my
Wade Belak, exactly. Wade Belak was another one whose like primary thing was to just go, mess somebody up.
Play 3 minutes a game, and they'd all be fighting minutes.
Yeah,
it's like, but that ultimately.
It's kind of died out now. Like you said, the league, like Gary Bettman's like, no, we can't do that anymore. And I'm like, why? Like that's what fans want.
That Belak ended his life because of reasons.
Well, yeah, everyone's brain became mush, right?
Yeah, and they became like sad about how their life turned out. They just wanted to be like respected, and it's like,
well, yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, who is?
I don't know, like if there's, that's crazy because I don't know. It's crazy.
But like here you go. Here's the names of the fighting names, and you tell me how many of these names you know. Tanner Janot.
No.
Mark Boericke.
No. Never.
Nicholas Deslauriers.
Deslauriers?
Yeah.
I think I'm
like everyone knows him because he played for Anaheim, right?
Yeah.
Zach McEwen.
Zach McEwen?
Yeah.
I think I heard of him.
Sam Carrick.
I don't know him, no.
Brandon Duham.
No.
Johan Jakovic.
No.
And Marcus Fogliano.
Oh, yes, I know him.
Those are your top 10 fighters in the NHL right now.
That's crazy. And it's like
that's what I mean. But you go back 10 years and you would know Domi, Pronger, Hatcher, you would know more names.
If you put them against those three names that you just mentioned, I guarantee you those three names that you just mentioned, Pronger, Domi, Hatcher, would kill them in every fight.
That's what I mean. Like, I'm just looking at the list of players for fights, and I'm like you said, like obviously the next list is like Lucic, Shen, Gabradson, who else? Wayne Simmons, Trouba, like more common names, but they're not high up there. Like they're in the 20th to 30.
Wayne Simmons is up there. It's like
Jamie Benn, Brady Tkachuk, like the Nick Foligno. But that's what I'm saying. Like they're not known fighters. Not the people like you said go on for 3 minutes, fight each other, and then your night's done.
Yeah, those guys would get smoked by it.
Like that's what I mean. I'm like, no, like those aren't fighters. They're like on their free, and you know what? They're fighters because maybe their penalty minutes are high.
It's crazy because even probably Ovechkin's on that list somewhere.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like Ovechkin goes out there and slashes somebody. Oh, you're a fighter all of a sudden.
Yeah. Or no, he knocked that one Russian kid out.
Oh yeah,
and everybody called him a criminal for that. It's like,
yeah,
dude,
it's like
yeah, that's part
what
of
do you
hockey,
want me to do? Stand here and get punched in the face?
Yeah. It's like it's not my fault that he got knocked out. Like, what do you want me to do? Not try hard next time,
right? Like flick him, Ovechkin. Just flick him with your finger, right? Don't hit him.
If you know you're stronger than him, don't punch him again. But just let him punch you this time. It's like, what? It's crazy. It's crazy, man. But Ovechkin, like, by any means, should never go anywhere near a fight.
Well, that's the thing. Like, they have, like, there's a reason they don't want Ovechkin, Crosby, Matthews. Like, there's a reason those goons, as you call them, were there because they were the ones to do that fighting for them. You didn't want to see, like, what was it? Remember when Crosby got hit in the face? I think he got knocked out or whatever. He had a concussion or he got his teeth knocked out.
Yeah.
And everyone had an uproar. They're like, why was Crosby ever in the middle of a fight? Well, because he wanted to prove his worth. But you don't want Crosby or Nathan McKinnon or Connor McDavid fighting. You really don't.
Yeah. When all the Colorado fans were happy about Nate McKinnon fighting, it's like, I wouldn't want that. Like, what happens if he broke his
That's
hand?
the thing. We asked Mike that. Like, how do you feel about it? Mike thought it was stupid. Yeah, you do not want to take a chance that he gets his face punched in.
No, I think he thought it was awesome.
Well, yeah, he thought it was awesome, but like the normal Colorado fan would be like Mike's like, oh yeah, because that's what you want from a leadership. I get it, but that's why you have, Landeskog or Mikko Rantanen or whatever, pick a player, or even Makar. That's what their job is for, to defend you, not let your captain go in there and get his face punched in.
Yeah, dude, if like seeing like Gretzky fight would just not happen.
No, exactly. Everyone would be all over. Like Luke Robitaille would be clocking people left, right, and center.
And Luke Robitaille isn't like a fighter. He would
know, like, Gretzky, get out of here and I'll punch the guy in the face for you. I might lose, but you're not fighting.
Yeah, you're not fighting. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Like, it drives me nuts that the league has taken, I won't say fun because it's not the right word, but what's the word I'm looking for here?
It took a part of hockey out of it.
Yeah, they took a part of it. And I mean, it's the same with, I think for a degree soccer, but it's because everyone flops now. Like,
yeah.
Like, somebody trips you on a tackle and you act like he went off and it bashed you right in the groin.
Yeah, it's like you just cut his legs off and he can't walk
it's
anymore.
like, and you look at the VAR and you're like, he didn't even touch you. Like, what are you flopping around for?
And that's what I mean. If they go with VAR and they see that the guy didn't even get touched, give that guy a red card, man. So people are like, oh, whoa, I'm not going to go down as easy anymore.
Yeah, like just to embellish it or to try and get a penalty out of it or a card out of it.
I hate that shit. I think that's garbage. Like Chaka, for instance. Yeah, you deserve a card for that.
Yeah, like when he dropped or whatever the second game or whatever, and we're like, what did you drop for? Like, why are you acting like you got shot?
And that deserves a card. Simple. Yeah. Maybe not a red. Red's hard to justify. But obviously if you do it twice, you get 2 yellows. But a straight red would be hard unless if it's like, I don't know, because if you put a handball, if someone shoots the ball and you're the last defender and you stop it with your hand before it goes to the net so it doesn't go out, you get a red card. So the same thing goes if you dive to try to get a goal and you don't get touched, that should be a red card also. So
right, exactly. Know. Like I
it's crazy.
I don't get. I mean, there's a fine line with it because you still have to card if, like you said, somebody's embellishing or if it's obviously card worthy. But take away the VAR and everything. Well, like you said, if you do it with the VAR, you can see it more clearly. But you didn't have the VAR in the NHL when everyone was fighting. Like, it was literally, okay, let them go and brawl for 5 minutes. Like, soccer is a bit different. You can't have everyone fighting on a soccer field.
Yeah, like the refs are like, literally, everybody move back. These guys are going to fight. And they'd hold.
That's right.
Yeah. And now it's like, oh, well, yeah.
And let Vardy and Aubameyang fight it out here.
Yeah, they gotta get rid of this business. Yeah,
just let them fight. Let them have their 5 minutes, and they'll be fine. Everyone back to your side.
I don't know, but I think we did 2 hours and 30 minutes. It's midnight here.
Is it really? Oh shit! Yeah.
I think it's time to go. Until next week. Yeah.
Well, before we go, I haven't done it yet. I'll give you my lock of the week coming up because I haven't given you that yet. Give me 1 second. Let me see what we got for going on this week.
Well, we got what's the teams next week? So is tomorrow, you said lock of the day. Tomorrow is Manchester United wins.
Manchester 3-2 over Liverpool tomorrow, but the lock. the lock. I'm just looking at the games. I'll give you two like I always give you two. I'll give you one for the Saturday games, and I'll give you one for the Sunday games. So for our Saturday games, give me 1 second. What's today? Fuck.
I'm going.
All right, Saturday games. Here we go. Saturday games. My lock. Chelsea loses again
to Leicester. That's what I was going to say too.
Yep, to Leicester. 2-0. I say Chelsea doesn't put the ball in the net again.
I'll say that game. I think Leicester will win 2-1.
2-1, eh? All right, and I mean, there's really no upsets on Sunday because it's like Tottenham and Nottingham, Newcastle, Wolves, blah blah blah. So
Southampton beat United.
And so I'm gonna jump over to the 30th.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say Chelsea drops another game and loses to Southampton 1-0.
That's day 5. We got to wait till next week.
There you go.
So Sunday, you're not picking a team. I'm gonna
Sunday,
say,
if I gotta go Sunday,
I'm gonna pick the Aston Villa West Ham game. I'm gonna say West Ham wins finally.
I'm gonna say, if anything, I'm gonna say Forest draws 1-1 with Tottenham.
That would be beautiful. And I'm gonna say this for Arsenal. My Arsenal prediction next week: Arsenal win another giant margin, 4-0.
4-0. I'll give you 3-1.
3-1. Okay. I'll say 4-0.
I gotta say Ramsdale lets a squeaker in somehow.
Right through his legs again, and right through the niner.
Yep, a nice 5-hole.
A nice 5-hole. Damn, I hate those. That's a tough one for soccer goalies.
For 5-hole, yeah, because it's like you just literally have to kneel. Just kneel down. And how the ball it's not a puck. A puck I get. A ball going through your legs, I don't get.
And it's a ball. You literally just have to kick it.
Yeah, like kick it or just literally fall on top of it. Like, just lay down.
You play soccer.
Somebody might kick the ball into your face, but you're going to block it.
I can see if you're off balance, that's when you use your legs to kick it. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, we could have said the same thing for Mendy about just kick it.
Yeah,
I guarantee that's what Mike was saying. Just to Mendy, just kick it.
Bro. And he's like, I don't know how to kick it.
I forgot what I'm doing.
It's like, I can't kick it when it's in front of me. It's like, what?
Oh, that was good.
But hey, adios, amigos.
Adios.